Hello, I think. Yep, it's working. You lot speak.
Hello.
Hello. There we go.
Hey up.
Live sound check. There you go, kids. Welcome to Heavyweight Gaming. We play lots of tabletop games like Hello. I know that person. I know all of them. It's just us. No one's watching. So, welcome to the channel.
And Reese there as well.
Wow.
Was it a certain someone again?
Just playing for, oh, they do not send these any rerolls. I see you in the
Time
chat.
to interrupt AD. Lovely.
You can go right off some people. So these five are going to be playing D&D tonight, and Sapphire's dead. So,
It's all right. He deserves it. It's fine.
welcome to the channel. We are playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th Ed. This is our session 61 of our campaign Fables Among Titans. 61. Shit at the bed. So yeah, welcome to the channel. What we're going to do now. Social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. We've got a Discord channel, we've got a YouTube channel. I'm not sure if any of them count as social media. But
Yeah.
we're on all of that stuff. If you go to any of those platforms and put in Heavyweight Gaming, you'll probably find us, or you can follow the links put there by the lovely Bardic Inspiration UK. Or Mel. So go check us out there. Discord is either really busy or dead as a dormouse. Assuming the dormouse is dead and not been brought back by necromancers. Wee nerdy. So, sponsors. We've done the social media bit. Did I miss out? No. Social. Yeah. Sponsors. We are sponsored by
there, buddy.
Coyote Grey. It's been a long day at work. Coyote Grey is a artist. Is that right? Yeah. You can check the link on the Roll20. Go to Roll20, go to the marketplace, look for Coyote Grey, and you'll see all his chibi token packs. They're absolutely amazing. In fact, Ozra's little chibi token is a example of. I'm pointing at it. You can't see me pointing at it, but it's an example of Coyote Grey's artwork. We use them all on Roll20. I use his Cyberpunk token pack in my Cyberpunk games, and he's super cool. Also, you can see the chibis on the slideshow on the overlay of. They're personalised. They're not in the packs. We got them because, well, he's amazing and I wanted him. So also the stream starting soon, and thanks for watching, and cover artwork that you see all the characters on. He also did that. So that's really cool. So go check out Coyote Grey. Amazing. Or if you go to Twitter, it's at @rburson. But yeah, check out the Roll20 link. We're also sponsored by Loki Battle Mats, who have won loads of awards for being incredibly good at creating battle mats for people to throw out on their tables and have dungeons and taverns and towns and wilderness and sewers and arcane circles and tundras, etc. Really good at what they do. Every Kickstarter they do, super successful. They've just done a sci-fi one, which just immediately got funded. So just go check out Loki Battle Mats. Any map you are wanting for your games and such, they're brilliant for it. And they do digital versions of everything. So if you're playing online like we are, and you're using Roll20 or Foundry or Fantasy Grounds or other virtual tabletops, you can use their maps to do so, which you will maybe, possibly, see tonight. Ashana! She is a glass crafter and a nerd. It's just ridiculous. Go watch her on her stream. If you find her on Twitter or Instagram, if you follow that link, or Twitch. And you put in Ashana, you'll get to find her channel. She usually streams roughly around the same time we are on a Tuesday, and a couple of other nights through the week. If she's on, we'll raid her. If not, try and check her out anyway. She's super zen, super cool, super chill, and we'll talk nerd and any other topic with you for as long as she's streaming. And you get to see the cool glass figurines she makes. Go to her Instagram. They're super cool. I love them. Sirenscape, not an official sponsor, but we use them for all our ambient music and sound sets and stuff like this for the background. If you're playing around a table with all your pals, 1, you're a lucky mother kipper. 2, if you're blowing it out your laptop, your Bluetooth device, a tablet, a phone, it's really cool ambience to set for your games. If you're playing online like we are, you can download the web player. Your players can have their own downloaded web player. You play the music, and then they get to listen to it and turn it up and down as they see fit. I don't have any logo on this particular overlay because he doesn't deserve one, because he's in my bad books in a minute. But go check out Roughworks Creative. If you just go check it out. Alright. It's a little bit blue, but just go check it out. Incredible leatherwork, woodwork, everything is blood, sweat and tears. It never replicates anything. It's just unbelievable. If you are lucky enough to come and see me at the Games Expo, I will have my Dungeon Master screen that he made me or made heavyweight gaming. It's just incredible. It's probably the best thing I've ever received, other than the love of my beautiful. She don't care. So, go check out Facebook's Rough Work Creative. He's on Twitter as well, but he never uses it. He never puts any pictures up, but just check out his pictures. I hate him. Need to give him a slap. Is that it? Is that all the sponsors? We're also sponsored by the Rainbow. Accept it. Love everyone. Bits. Oh, what's this? Tasha. We'll get to bits. Tasha's bits. Tasha's heavy.
Bits.
Tasha's heavy.
That costs way more.
Slightly more than $9. Tasha's heavier crockpot bits and bobs. There's 81 pages of subclasses, spells, and artwork, and everything TTRPG player wants. You can find it at the link for $9.95. There's 200 copies sold. It's super cool to have a load of geeky mates come together, write a load of D&D 5th ed stuff, and a load of talented artists putting in their artwork into it as well. So super cool. Love it. Can't wait for the projects we've got coming in the years to come. Bits. 200 bits. Dwarf Warrior. 400. Have some rerolls. You might need them. Straight away, man. Where am I started? Do you feel sorry for the adventurers? Donate 200 bits /cheers to give the party a reroll of Monkey Face. They can't be used on the DM or death saving throws. They can only hold 5 at a time, and they don't roll over to the following week. Thank you, Dwarf. Brilliant Bardic. There's a lot of dwarf cards.
I mean, there's a reason why on Thursday I donated for a reroll, because people need rerolls.
And Jenny's thrown.
Oh my God.
Save lives.
Uli's thrown in another 2, so you're up to.
Love you guys.
You're up to 5 already.
Five.
Thank you very much.
They can't have any more
Until we use them.
until they use them. Yeah. No, they just can't. Yeah, so until
No
they-
more.
5 is the limit.
Wow. All right. Right. So is that everything, Mel? Did I get everything?
I'm trying to think now. Oh, there's a new one. Come on.
Is there?
There's a new one.
What's the new one? Oh.
Put it in.
Do you fancy playing with Heavy? As the DM. He is running.
You've got to finish your sentences, man.
You're not my real dad.
Yeah, you've got to be careful where you put those commas and pauses.
Yeah.
Never heard of him. If you want me to be your dungeon master and you want to come to the GSCon up in Manchester on the 6th and 7th of August, follow that link. It'll give you a lot more information on what the con's all about. It's for a super good cause. There are lots and lots of creators there, from myself doing tabletop stuff to Emrys Plays, Emrys herself, to all sorts of what's the word? Gaming, not tabletop gaming.
Just gaming.
Just gaming. But yeah, so things like Valorant, we'll be doing D&D. Just go check out the site. There's so much going on, it's ridiculous. If you are going to buy a ticket and you use the code Emrys10, as you can see in the link, you'll get 10% off your ticket. Alright? And you'll get to feed an Emrys for a week. So yeah,
Please,
please,
I need feeding.
it's
So
that fudge
broke.
habit you got. It's that fudge habit. So yeah, so we can't wait for that. Emrys is going to be there VIPing, sponsoring the con itself. I'll be there shouting at people to roll dice.
I have a feeling I might be judging some cosplay competition as
There's a
well.
cosplay
Keep getting
competition.
hinted at, and I'm like, oh no.
So yeah,
Oh,
so
no.
if you fancy it, come up and do it. Follow the link, buy some tickets, use the code. You can't go wrong.
I bought my tickets.
I don't know if there is any VIP tickets left.
I think the VIP's all gone. I could be wrong. There might be one or
If you
two
are
left.
lucky
I
enough
think
to
there
Oh,
get a
it's all right. Come
VIP.
and slum it with me.
If you are, or you can slum it with us if you get VIP. Just might even wear a collar. So, Uli, thank you
he's
for
got
the
the good
gifted
shirt.
sub. Oh, Sasha, you've got a sub. Thanks
I
for
don't know what that means, but thanks.
sub.
Thank you very much.
In a normal world, it would mean you have access to wonderful emotes that are specifically for this channel. However, I don't think Adi has done any emotes.
I
for this
am
channel.
not that streamer.
It's alright, I'll make some emotes for you, Adi.
Thank you. So, eventually, Sasha, you'll have access to emotes that Emrys is going to make.
Yay!
Right, so where are we recapping now?
Yeah.
Right, cool. What the happened last week? So, last week, you lot are in Surut. Toodles! Autumn, Fae, Death. You were in the Copper Forest. it got annihilated. You spoke to Toodles, who is the new Jezeri of Autumn, the Archfey of Autumn, who is currently regrowing the copper forest in the material realm, as it is no longer able to take root in the fair realm. 100 bits just to get the hype train going. So, having a bit of a rest. A lot's gone on building up to yourselves sitting in the cabin in the woods with Toodles. Toodles gave you a time bubble of sorts to allow you to rest, nip back to wherever you wish to nip, using the magic of the trees and such. Thank you, Emrys. Eldritch Blasts money. You went to the dynasty of Vey, the Vey dynasty, to hand over a very powerful curative potion to Cycerin, a friend of Sapphire's. You then returned pretty sharpishly. Next on the trip was to go to Surut, specifically the Oasis of Summer, and to find the Al-Harish tribe, where Zandria and Kesfion are from. In doing so, you went to the Oasis of Summer. You spoke to Malika, the Archfey of Summer. You got to see it in all its golden starlit glory, and lovely times were had. Harry had a lovely conversation with the Archfey of Summer, who's very different to Toodles. You then got to the tribe of the Al-Harish. You ate, you sang, you may have danced, swaying a little bit. Zandria and Kesrin, you got to see your mother and father. You got to see the family, the tribe. There was a moment or two where Zandria decided to attack her father. It was wonderful, though. It was all you know. He expected it totally. During your sharing of bread and eating of spiced meats and such, Sahar Al-Faraz, one of the mentors of your childhood and lead protector of the tribe, is probably the closest thing, returned from a trip away from the tribe with a very old companion / friend called Ozra, who was a grave cleric who ran with the Reapers of Kashai and Owlbearer. You have not seen her for a few months. However, she's been here dealing with darklings, fair creatures that are allergic to light. The reason Ozra's here is because these particular fair creatures are undead. They have no soul. This is not a thing normally known to darklings. So Sahara and Ozra have been kicking some ass. However, they've come across a nest of sorts where it's heavily populated with these darkling creatures. Some of them seem to be bigger, move in different ways, bringing magics to the fights that Sahar and Ozra hadn't seen in the earlier times of taking on the smaller darklings. And there is a element of urgency to rid the desert of this nest. Kesfion had a dream of sorts where he witnessed a possibility, maybe, a flashback of sorts, of his time as a babe. The howling wolves and clashing of steel eventually woke you from your dream, and then you spent a bit of time with your mother, who was also dreamwalking. I actually believe that was done before your part. However, you got to see Zerin, your mother, dreamwalk, and form a scene in front of you with sand, where a likeness of a very large warrior using sign language to communicate with a dwarf, and a array of swarming creatures in the sky took away that image. Having spoken to your mother with your sisters Andrea, your mother informed you that she's going to perform something known as a blood dream. This blood dream is she will use the blood of the killed darklings, because they had to have been killed for their souls to be removed, to be then risen as dead, or undead, sorry. She's going to use that as a component in what she calls a blood dream, because she believes the water crow, a fae from many, many moons ago, is responsible for this building up of darklings and such. You have had hints that it may be linked to demons in the north, demons in Vey, which is not an uncommon thing, but they all seem to have a connection to the Order of Pale, the paladinic demons that are currently residing in Ravenholm. And they're kaleidoscopic, vibrant. Just as you're all making your way out across the sands to follow Osra and Sahar to where you may or may not be this morning time and maybe spending the evening, Sapphire froze. A sandstorm whipped all around him. His arms pulled out either side, and he was raised off the ground somewhat. His key that you've seen him channel into combat and perform feats not known to normal folk, you saw physically manifest in 7 orbs just a foot away from his chest, as if a magnet was pulling them out. Whatever was going on with Sapphire managed to reabsorb them and keep hold of his key. Sapphire's had a vision. Whether he shares it or not, we're about to find out. So the sandstorm fades, and there is a light wind all about you. Everyone's kind of looking at Sapphire. Sapphire, you've just snapped out of it. 3, 2, 1. Off you go.
Sapphire immediately kind of drops to his knees, and you can see this is a weird thing for him. There are literally tears falling down his cheeks.
Oh, Ruby's on you. Like the second like the shouting stopped and Zahar screaming, get down, take cover, like, and the roaring wind stopped. Ruby's like, and she can look out from the fabric she's pulled over her face, sees you hit the floor and straight on you, counting limbs. Pace the usual.
Give me a medicine check as you dive on him.
Yeah, the mothering that you're familiar with, as she's like counting limbs, eyes, vitals. Sorry?
Give me a
medicine check.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
My sound went a bit funny there.
It's okay.
Medicine. That is. I should know my qualifier now. It went up though, I think.
Your qualifier?
What I add to my
Adjustment.
Yeah, it's fine.
14 total. Not
14?
the best, but
You can't find any physical wounds upon Sapphire. His fur is soaked, as if been heavily sweating, which, you know, you're in the desert. You saw his discomfort the night before, but it is...
But now he's wearing a ring that
but
would...
he is soaking, yeah. But there's no physical wounds that you find, and he's conscious and seems to be aware of who you are.
Yeah.
We need to get back to Vey. We need to go back to Vey.
What did you see?
The temple being split into really powerful, deep, fiendish creatures. Lots of little weaker ones. Some big, hulking monster ones. Everyone was dead.
Breathe. Deep breath.
Split in 2 with a sword.
The entire temple cracked in half. The whole building had been shattered.
I've never tried it before, but I might be able to scry. I think the word is in common. You look far away. If I've is the temple we went to?
Yeah.
I've seen it before, so I can try.
Please. Otherwise, Vey may
Right.
be ruined as a nation.
So, Ruby,
What do you need?
water for him. Basically, like, because it's like now we've ascertained there's no broken bones, no bleeding. Ruby's, yeah, she's doing the deep breaths, drink some water.
Is the spell called scrying or scry?
Scrying 5th level.
Cool. Have you seen the component needed for it?
Oh, flip. I just have.
7 bazillion diamonds, please.
A focus worth at least 1,000 gold, such as a crystal ball, a silver mirror, or a font of holy water.
Do you say that out loud?
It's not in those words. It's like I can try, but I need something to look into.
Solomon steps
Silver.
forward. Like what?
silver, crystal, something refractive, or something holy. Holy water would do it, but
Would a reflective shield do it?
is it made of silver? I think.
There's silver within it. And he pulls the scarab off his back, and as he brings it over, whatever he does, it activates, and it turns into the like figure eight shaped shield, and the inside of it is pure silver and reflects.
I am.
And is definitely of a monetary value that you believe would do the job.
Convenient. I'm just checking that it doesn't say that this will be destroyed like the diamonds are for resin.
Yeah, maybe do
It does.
It's a
Shields are
it's a focus,
No.
not a
Font, yeah.
component. So
Because
it
we have a
won't- yeah.
cleric and we have water.
So you can use the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
So it's a
Okay.
focus, whereas the diamond's a component, so it gets
Right, okay.
consumed.
Yeah.
So if you were to happen to have the shield all the time, you could use the shield. If
Okay. So I'm just.
Doodles had a cauldron of the water when she had a scrying.
And it didn't go boom.
Doesn't say on the because I know you can do it to location, but I'm just reading through because if you do it to somebody and they don't know you're doing it, they have to make it's a wisdom saving throw, and either of the people I met would probably be able to absolutely
Tank it.
stop
Oh
me.
yeah.
They can
But I
choose
know
to
it-
fail it, I think.
They can, but they would have to know it was me and not something sinister. But I am.
So
I
if
was
you
sure I
if
saw it as a location,
you,
so I'm
it's
just
at the
bringing-
bottom. It's at the bottom. So if you scry on a person, your scry will follow them around. If you scry on a location, it's locked. So you literally say you scry
Yeah.
on that blossom tree, you'll be able to see that blossom tree and the immediate vicinity around it, like 10 feet around it.
Okay.
You
so-
wouldn't be able to see a mile away from that tree. You'll be able to see the immediate localized area.
Yeah. So
Like,
I'm going to base this on where we were stood at the bottom of the temple steps, looking at the steps and the door.
okay, where you had the conversation with the
Where we
censor.
had the conversation, partly because that will be clearest in Ruby's mind, and partly because that if the temple has fallen to bits, cracked in half, dead people all over the steps, that's going to give a clear indication,
Okay.
rather
Yeah.
than trying to guess which bit of the courtyard.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout.
Yeah.
Cool. As Solomon passes you his shield, and you turn and you kind of like edge it into the sand deep enough so it stands up in front of you. You get down on the floor in front of it. You prepare yourself to cast said spell. It kind of, these physical reactions happen before you've even finished the spell. It's the first time you've called upon such a power that is taking your sense away from your physicality and to another place on the plane of existence. Maybonix is, I'll let her off. She didn't know that you already had 5. You're on 6 rerolls, kids. Your eyes roll into the back of your head. Your breathing stops, or it feels like it stops. You almost gasp for air, but can't. And then it goes super cold, like you've walked into a freezer or a ice cave, which would have been more fantasy than, a Dyson fridge. You look about the place, and you see cold and a mist form in front of you, and then it begins to part, and you can see the blossom trees and the other, all the blossom trees of that yard that you went into not so long ago with Sapphire. It's all blurred and mixed in. There are shapes moving as you kind of move towards the steps of the temple. It's all super blurred. You wouldn't be able to make out or describe anything. It's just the fact that you are familiar with this place that you can say that big shape looks like a tree. You get to the bottom of the stairs, and you're kind of looking up at the stairs where Sensei Rin and I forgot his name. Sai.
Sai.
Sai Serin.
Serin.
Yeah. So went all out on them names. Sai Serin, where they had the conversation before. You do not see the sensei, but you do see feet shuffling, maybe 10 feet from the stairs. You can't quite make out the figure, but they seem to be of a shape that reminds you of the way they dressed. That kind of like almost whole shape rather than detailed limbs. They kind of all blended into one, like a wooden figurine.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have the limbs. You can't really hear anything. It's muffled, and you can see the stairs clear as. And on the steps there are different coloured blossom petals from the different trees, just kind of laying on the thing. And then you can hear like a lot of noise, like energetic noise, and then all goes quiet, completely silent. And give me a perception check.
$21.
On the edge of that like 10-foot radius, I think it is, where you have on your scry, you hear footsteps that are heavier, akin to when Ulrich or Berrimond walked past you, or Owlbearer, that heavier footstep. And you hear a voice as if it's coming into the bubble, just as in just walk past it unaware that there's a scrying area there. And you just hear, "The Master's key is mine." And then the voice disappears. And you just kind of look around. You can hold that scry for 10 minutes, I believe. You can hold it for 10 minutes.
Probably. Do the temple steps look intact?
Yes, except the only difference is there's more blossom leaves on them than when you were there last.
Right, and so I can see the steps, but I can't see the door, just like vague shapes.
From what you can see, the temple does not look like it's in half.
Right, so big temple-shaped
Just
block
shape,
in front
just
of
a
me.
blurred
that is,
shape in front of it. It's not in half. I mean,
it is it is roughly the same shape as I remember the temple being.
Yes. Any nefarious means beyond that is up to yourself.
Yeah, and the voice I heard.
You do not recognise.
Can I recognise any vague characteristic about it, like a regional? That's a regional accent.
Regional
or like
accent. Give me a
Were
sec.
they from Yorkshire? No, I mean
Not
like.
from Yorkshire.
Every one of them.
Yes, like every other NPC in the game.
But no, was it, for example, like
Give me.
if they spoke in common,
Give me an-
did they sound like a dwarf? Like
yeah, I see.
spoke
Give me
dwarvish,
an,
or like they
give
spoke.
me an intelligence check.
Ugh, that's a flat roll for me. I think I don't like that.
You've
I'm
got
not a
93
clever
rerolls, so
14 flat. I think I'll stick with that because we're about to start trying to kill stuff, and we're gonna need some rerolls later. I think.
14 flat. It sounds. Trying to think if you would have experienced any of it. You're unsure. It's what you do notice is you don't recognise any accent
So
or dialect.
I would be able
it's
to
new.
say
It's a new.
it's new one to me, so
Yeah.
we can go through not Towan.
Yeah,
Doesn't
you
sound not
you've
the
met,
same as
you've met-
Sapphire.
obviously,
not the
yeah,
same.
exactly. None of the accents you've come across so far in your travels match it.
Okay. Temple appears to be intact. New voice. I will turn on the spot. So I know I'm looking at like 10 feet around me, but if I turn 180 with the temple to my back, is there anything on the floor in front of me?
The blurred mist in
within-
front of you.
Not in the blood mist, in the bubble in front of me.
So you're in the bubble, and
Yeah.
all the surroundings of the bubble is like a blurred mist, which is why you
Yeah.
can't see anything.
So doing a
So when you
360 in the bubble,
Yep.
what's in the bubble around
This
me?
is what I'm
Above me.
in the bubble and above you. What blossom leaves on the floor? The bubble, the mist itself that makes the environment around the bubble,
Yeah.
is every colour of the rainbow.
Almost vibrant, one might say. Does it look oil slicky, or does it look like
At this
refracted
moment,
light?
it looks like just colour in the mist because you're scrying on it rather than experiencing it.
and the floor's just
And the
scattered
floor looks
petals?
perfect, like it was when you were there. Stonework, everything. Just got a lot of blossom leaves on it. Like a strong wind blew a load of them that way.
Okay.
But it's crystal clear where you are, but then the misty area around you is
Yeah.
rainbowed all the way through it. As if someone's having a rave.
that. Don't think I can on the perception checks I've made, so I will start easing back to the area of reality that my body is inhabiting.
What you lot saw is Ruby go to very, very shallow breaths. Her eyes go completely white. A outline of golden wings around her, like they just formed in like glitter. They don't actually take form as wings, and then it kind of flickers away, only for a few seconds.
Sorry, Luke just told me. I've just realised something I should have asked and I didn't, but it's too late now, isn't it? Because I've said I'm easing back.
Run it by me, and I'll let you know.
Before I left, did the energetic sounds start back up?
No.
Because I'm assuming the energetic sounds were things like staffs clashing together and people
You
key-eyeing
may
at each other.
assume what you wish, but they do
Okay.
not start back up as you are leaving. The
Okay,
only
and-
proper sound you heard was that voice.
Right.
And it
And the
must have pierced your scrying bubble
Yeah,
for you to hear it.
they must have walked within easy speaking distance of 10
Yeah.
feet,
And
but
just
not
being
in...
unaware, but you do know that they were unaware that that area was being scryed on.
Yeah. Okay.
The glowing wings happened, the white orbs of her eyes, and she slowly, her eyes come back. With I don't know where they went, but they roll back to normal, and you now see your party around you, Ruby. Are you finished, my dear? And Solomon points at the shield.
Yes, thank you.
Puts his hand on your shoulder any time, and he puts the scarab shield back in his back.
So, knowing that everyone is going to be just agog for answers, Ruby takes a deep breath and starts with Sapphire and says, the steps were intact. I could only see a little, but I could see shapes beyond it, and the temple looked temple-shaped. There was a lot of petals on the floor in the air, like it had been very windy, and it was noisy when I got there, and then it wasn't. And somebody who didn't know I was there said, the Master's key is mine. And it's not a voice I've heard before. It's not... They weren't from Toa. They didn't sound like any of you as you sort of like gestures to the siblings and the other sort of like tribal members. They weren't from Ravenholm, or they didn't sound like you either. New voice. Deep voice. Their footsteps were heavy. Heavier than you, like... Oh, what's his name? Your man, the Minotaur. Or Owlbearer. They were big like that. Stayed quiet.
Would the Master's Key mean anything to me, Eddie?
For clarity, monk key, not house key.
Got ya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that
No, that's fine.
Ruby's,
As I
that's
heard,
Ruby's
yeah.
little halfling accent, just
Yeah.
like
It's mine as
butchering
well. As I said
the
it, I was
language
like,
of
I
they.
might need to clarify that a bit.
I've got his house keys.
But yeah, if Sapphire looks confused, she'll be like tapping her chest, like, key, you, the thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, like the energy I use. Okay. Why would someone need Sensei Rin's key?
It's your power. I assume it would be the same as stealing magic from a magic user. I do not think it meant anything good.
I'll tell you
But
what,
the
Sapphire.
temple wasn't broken.
Sorry, you carry on. I just need a roll off Sapphire in a minute.
Yeah. I could only see a short way around me, but I saw no blood. I saw no cracks. I saw only petals and quiet, and the one person that spoke. So if there were demons in, that was not a place that is in the process of being invaded by demons. Not as outright war as spies maybe, but not as... There was no battle. There was no breakage.
Okay. Well, I saw everyone slaughtered, so even in your limited view, there should have been some evidence of that if that had happened. This isn't something that's ever happened to me before. Whenever I've had any kind of contact with Vey, it's been through focus and expending my energy, and this was completely involuntary.
I saw the same thing last night.
You in a dream, or
While I was asleep.
okay? Is this a normal thing for you?
It happens more often than you're suggesting it happens to you, but not as a frequent thing. But I'm wondering if it's more of a warning than a...
I was about to say, Sapphire, you commune with your master, don't you?
Yeah.
In a way, you're like speak to each other by your minds over the distance. Could he have thrown a warning to you, and that's why it was so violent, because he did it desperately and quickly? And I don't know if he's powerful enough to do that. I don't know if anyone can do that.
If someone from the area was going to, Sensei Rin would be the one. I mean, we've seen even your it looks around, your old teammate threw me out of one of my visions once.
Oh, when you flew and you hit
Yeah,
the barrels. That
when I was
was
meditating
such
and
a
then I went
long
flying
time.
through the air. Vey is... Oh, maybe it's related. Wait, I'm gonna try and focus, and he will go down into his meditative state and try and spend some ki to go and visit Sensei Rin in his head.
Okay.
No. Wording.
As you are just like mid conversation, you're like, fuck it, just drop to the floor.
So
Meditation time.
Like
Ruby
the
will go
incense.
for her own water bottle.
Cool.
And take a deep draft and sort of like say to whoever's like stood nearest to her, I said yesterday, 2 strange things is a coincidence. 3.
This plot.
3 is someone playing silly buggers. That's halfling badly translated.
So, Sapphire, as you begin to start your meditation, the winds all around you pick up in noise, but you just open the one eye. There's no sandstorm building, but the noise picks up. You go into your meditative trance. It's easy enough, this. You know, you are quite the monk right now. 8 levels. And you you ignore everyone around you. Everything just goes deathly silent. Gone. You focus. There are not many folk on the planet who can use their ki to extend themselves in such a way as what you have discovered whilst meditating and reaching out to Sensei Rin. You pull forth one of your ki, one of your energy moments for the day, and expend it to almost project yourself to Sensei Rin's location, or at least to contact him. You hit a wall of invisibility, and this is less, physical Sapphire walking into a wall. This is more in your your subconsciousness. Something stops you, and you reach out with your meditative state. You reach out with your ki, and you push through it as if it is a thick gel, and you push through it. It is cold and wet about your fur and your fur mane. You almost look like your sister if she had mutton chops right now, because your mane just comes so flat to your face. There's a small party wishes you had a picture of it to show Soul Taker at a later point. You push through the gel, out the other side, and you smell instantly the blossom. And you look about the place, and as you go to move forward, you're kind of floating. And you get to the edge of the pathway where you go off the main mountain path to the temple path, and you stop there, and you can't actually enter. If you were to put a border on a map, that's where you're at, from mountain path to temple path. You can see it in front of you. You don't see any people. All the blossom trees look like they should. The temple's intact. But floating towards you is Sensei Rin in his astral form, in his meditative state. As he gets towards you, you can see droplets of blood just coming down his forehead, and every now and then he winces with pain, but he still maintains that form as he comes towards you. He makes eye contact with you, reaches out, and his astral self disappears. And the more and more you try to reach, the further and further away from the temple you go, until you awake on the sands with everybody there. Mark a key off, and give me a Arcana check, and use your monk level as the modifier.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's use my new sapphire dice. Okay, 16. That's pretty good, actually. Plus the 8, that would be 24.
Okay. Maybe should have made you use your barbarian.
Too late.
I could see it with my brain. My brain's my strongest muscle.
Sensei Rin.
True himbo energy.
Sensei Rin follows the way of mercy. There are stories told of those that walk the path of mercy, or especially around the temple and in Vey, that they are able to use their key to bring a creature back from death. Now, it has to be done quickly, within 24 hours or so. The creature itself does not have to have been living to be returned from death. And that just kind of hangs in your mind as you when you focus on the image of Sensei Rin falling away and reaching out to you. These thoughts are almost like you soundboarded them off somebody, as if Sensei Rin did manage to communicate in his own way.
As I start coming around, it's like complete, serene, calm. Oh,
Ruby just-
shit!
Ruby
What?
hands the water canteen back to you.
He will like take a good amount of that before going on. The voice you heard was talking about getting Sensei Rin's key, right?
Assuming he is the master, yes.
So I saw him only briefly. He was in his astral form, the kind of how we use to move when our bodies aren't moving. He was bleeding in his astral form, which isn't a positive thing at all. And then, so I got the very strong sense and a big, strong reminder of what it was that Sensei Rin focused all of his learning on over the years. And he was a specialist in. There are some monks who, whereas I use my key to, change into different stances and go through the seasons, he used his key to heal and to revive. So if someone has taken his key, they're bringing something back to life or returning something. I specifically got the feeling that it didn't need to be something that was once alive to bring it back, and that doesn't make any sense to me. And he looked around at the others because he's just not that smart.
So resurrecting something that was undead?
I guess.
Or making something that wasn't undead before now undead. Like the Darklings. Like the demons.
Or something bigger.
Dragon.
The Darklings might just be the starting step. Because if they had managed to do that without Sensei Rin's key, what could they do with the energy of someone who could bring things back or make things alive again? Or alive is the wrong term.
With us.
Yeah.
Deep
So
breath, deep breathing.
Sahar, just Sapphire. Would it affect soulless creatures?
I think theoretically yes, because I think I guess from the feelings I was getting, I always assumed that to return something to life, it needed a soul. But I've got a very strong. I think Sensei was trying to communicate with me in a way that he didn't have the strength to.
Sahar, look at Ozra. Correct me if I'm wrong, but resurrection is divine magic, yes? Calls to the soul, brings it back. Or at least, I might be wrong, but...
Generally, yes. There are other ways of doing it, but in a divine sense.
However, your key, is it divine? He says to Sapphire.
I don't think so.
Is your masters?
My masters might be. I'll be honest. Because I didn't train in that way of using key. I was training to focus my energy to be a warrior to help fight fiends.
It's all right.
I honestly don't know, but it could be. I saw. I mean, he was able to slap people and heal their wounds. It was, and that's like the lowest level of what he could do.
If he is still alive, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna learn that from him.
Druid monk, nice.
Yeah,
I
I
just
wanted
want to
to.
slap people. I just want to slap Ari for doing something stupid.
Enough slapping Ari, okay?
There will never be enough slapping Ari.
So what do you want to do?
Punches, slaps.
Sahar kind of looks at Solomon and Zerin, and then looks at you a lot. So what do you want to do?
Go where everyone thinks I'm most needed. I can bring a lot of light. I would be of use fighting Darklings, but I have healing magic as well, and if there are bad things coming to Fae, then I can help there too.
I can't leave my people here with the problem with the Darklings.
Of course.
Sapphire looks to Ozra. With what you saw and what I saw, even if it was more metaphorical, if they've taken Sensei Rin's key, would it even be worth us going there now?
Well,
Would it
from
just
what-
be us walking into a trap?
From what Ruby saw, none of that's happened, at least yet. I take these things to mean things that could happen if we don't act. But I know what I'm here to do, and I need to finish what I started.
If you have to go, Sapphire, we understand. Solomon steps forward, looks at Kess and Zandria, puts his hand on your shoulder, just slightly up. I'll go with you if you want company. He doesn't look back at Zandria or Kess or Zerin. He's just staring at you. We look out for each other in the tribe. You don't have to walk in summer to be protected by it.
I'm torn. I want to help here, and I'm worried that if I go there, I'm just gonna.
I think both threats are immediate. Somebody from Ravenholm who's seen the demons get a lot worse than they were. The fact that the Darklings here sound like the Vibrant, and the fact that your master is obviously stronger than yourself. I've seen what you can do, Sapphire. You can do a lot. And the fact that whatever is powering you, your masters has been taken from them. It's all towards the same thing, and I think you need to be there. But it's up to you.
I think I need to check, even if I can't do anything.
I just remembered that the mist outside the spell's range was rainbow coloured.
Oh, good then, says Solomon. Or not?
Well, if rainbow coloured is pretty vibrant, he like chuckles at his own ridiculousness. I think I have to go back. I understand you all staying here.
Ruby is literally like almost physically swaying between where Kess and Zandria stood and where Sapphire is stood. Like,
If I go and everything's hunky-dory, which I don't imagine, Or if I go and there's really nothing I can do, I will come straight back as soon as I can. Toodles has been very helpful in that regard, and I think I'd have to go through the Jezzery anyway if I wanted to be there at any time to make myself useful.
Solomon walks up to Zerin, takes a knee in front of her, lowers his head, stands up, touches his heart, his mouth, his forehead, and puts his hand towards her, and then they embrace. And you just hear him say to her, "Don't dream until I return." And he comes and stands with you. Takes his sword out, kind of looks at it a little bit out of his sheath, puts it back, just checks the scarab shields on his back in his emerald green and white silks. Ready when you are.
Should I? Wait.
Stay with them, Ruby. If I can do anything, I'll make sure nothing happens to him. But
You see Solomon behind Sapphire looking at Kess, and Xandra just goes, just nodded.
Xandria will just pick up as Sapphire says that. I will accompany you and Father back through to the Realm of Summer. Make sure you get back through to Toodles, okay?
and then don't wait. Like if you
Don't.
you've got stuff to do. If I can come back, I'll be back. I guess this is a temporary goodbye.
Be swift.
You take a druid to the midsection and is squeezed with as much surprising strength resides in a
Yeah, she's crazy strong. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, there's an audible exhalation of all breath. Okay, yeah, and he will hug you back and then ruffle your hair and then kind of look at his paw a little bit oh no, that was crunchy.
That's the one set of hair you don't want to ruffle.
Yep.
You're lucky I left the mouse where it did, or you'd have been bitten.
Zerin steps forward, goes towards you, embraces you, Sapphire, gives you a kiss on both cheeks. I need him back in one piece, and just nods across to Solomon.
Don't worry, that'll be other than checking the temple, that'll be my second goal. Don't worry.
You'll be fine.
Ruby can't resist it. She looks at Solomon and says, he has a tendency to pick things up and drink things without checking.
Zerin looks at Solomon. Solomon looks straight at you, smiling, back at Sapphire. We're going to get along just fine, Sapphire. Right, you lot. Get to it. Sahar's got a job for you to do. Solomon,
On it.
go on. You guys go. Go on, Asra.
Osra will step forward and hold out a hand to Sapphire. Be safe, friend.
Sapphire's massive paw, just
Her hand's really cold and clammy despite the climate. And she casts guidance.
Aww. That is appreciated. He can feel it. He recognizes it. Thank you. Keep them safe as much as you can.
Of course.
Anything else? Or are we good to split the party?
I think it's about time we get a move on. The quicker you go, the quicker I can come back.
So, as with all tribes, you all have a particular item, a focus, whether it be a flower, a stone, a toy made, or anything. Yours in particular is a incense. What do you call it?
Burner?
Pendulum. Yeah, an incense burner, but it's
Sensor.
the pendulum ones. Yeah. Your father Solomon gets it. It gets lit, and he begins the small rite of passage, of opening a passage to the summer realm. Beyond it, you see the oasis of the. I didn't get it up. The summer oasis. I can't remember the name. And you see the cactus blooms of blues and pinks. We don't have long, Sapphire, before it closes. Then you go.
Sapphire quickly looks back and then heads through.
Like Ruby, just like as just you hear as you go through, it's like, oh, see if you can pick up Xandria's armor.
Who's got the ticket? Who's got the ticket? So, Xandria, you're going with him?
Yeah.
Yes. So Xandria, Solomon, and Sapphire, you enter the Oasis of Summer. You're in the Oasis of Summer. What's the plan?
Immediately go back to the point where we came through into the Oasis of Rahabun.
Okay.
And go back to Autumn.
Rahabun! Yes! It's nice. It's nice when the characters remember their stuff.
It's not like it's written on a PDF document.
Don't you use logic on me. So, you go back to the tree that you first came through. Are you going as well, Xandria?
Yeah.
So you're going with them to the Autumn Forest, yeah?
Yep.
Cool. Xandria knocks on the bark of the tree, and the portal opens. And you can see the cabin just ahead of you, through the portal. Solomon kind of adjusts himself. Does it still rain there? And looks at Xandria.
You're a bastard.
And then he goes. Do you follow?
Yep.
Do you follow, Sapphire?
Oh yeah.
I got to ask. I don't know what you're all going to do. No, I'm just going to go kill Malika. So, good luck. You go through the portal. You saw the cabin in front of you when you first go through the tree portal, but as you come out the other side of it, you're in the cabin of the woods with Toodles, still sat in her rocking chair, still knitting this long woolen, coppery, oranges and red scarf. She looks at Xandria, smiles, looks at Sapphire, smiles, looks at Solomon and makes a frowny face. A very comedic frowny face.
Oh, you know each other then?
So Solomon kind of just stands dead proud with his chest out. Yeah, me and the Jesuit, and he does a flourished bow. We go way back, don't we? Toodles just again makes the frowny face.
I'm
And
just
then
gonna get a slap in a minute, innit?
looks at Sapphire and Xandria. What? Where's the rest of them? And she carries on knitting.
We have a small situation. Jesuit. Sapphire and my father need to make another quick stop to there. I know we have already been once, but Sapphire and a friend of ours have seen a disturbing vision that could lead to the destruction of a temple in Vey regarding the Vibrant and the demons. They simply wish to check in and make sure that nothing has actually come to fruition.
Well, that was a lot. Yeah, of course. There is one thing though. The bubble of time I hold for you has not a lot of it left. And she nods to the ball of wool that is considerably smaller than it was the last couple of times you visited. I'm running out of resource. I can still take you through the trees, but time will pass normally on your return from there.
I think at this point, holding back time, it's not important anymore. There are more important things that we get out of the way, and the Vibrants seem to be moving quickly regardless of whether or not time is frozen for us.
Yeah, too many things are happening at the same time, but we really appreciate what you've been doing.
Yes, well, come with me. Xandria, what are you doing? Are you staying here? Are you...
I was hoping, Jesuit, that you would be able to pop me back into the City Ravens. I have a feeling that I'm going to need a very special set of armor that I had requested.
Yes, I can pop you into the city, and then you'd have to find this special set of armor yourself, but... yes.
I know where it is.
Quick, come with me. She gets up, and this scarf is endlessly long, and it just plumps onto the floor in front of her. She opens the door, and as she opens the door, you notice that the copper trees that were lacking considerably are now beautifully merged with all the dark greens of Ravenholm's, at least as far as you can see. Now, Ravenholm's a very big place, but the immediate grove outside looks akin to a diorama of a forest. No one's reacting? Cool, good words, we'll use that. Beyond it, you don't know. But she walks over to where the oak and the ash have intertwined with one another. Sapphire, if you just touch the tree, and she looks at Solomon. Solomon, Toodles, touch the tree. Anything for you. And he kind of just steps past and puts the hand on the bark.
And Sapphire's doing the same, touching the tree.
Good luck. And woof, Sapphire and your father Solomon disappear. Are you ready? Hand on the bark, dear Zandria. Woof. You what's this? An episodic community, and you disappear. Now we'll do Zandria first. Zandria, you appear in a very large park in the middle of the city of Ravens. Luckily, it looks like the park that wasn't too far away from where you lot went on your shopping spree. So you don't think it'd take you too long to find
Amphiseer?
Amphiseer. Why did I call him that? Amphiseer's shop. You go pottering along. No one seems to have batted an eyelid that you've just appeared out of a tree. It's as if you're just in the park and are now walking the streets. There is not urgency, but it's busy. It's slightly later in the day than when you left your family in the sands. And you eventually find Amphiseer's shop. There's a closed sign on it, and a large purple, like woodlouse grub type creature just crawling around the top, like where the arch, where the portal of the door is, across the top, where the sign is that says Amphiseer's shop.
So upon seeing the closed sign, a string of cursive words in Sylvan come out. And then she will knock on the door quite loudly.
As you knock loudly, there's a bit of silence, and then a scuffling, and then the door half opens, and there is a halfling gnome-sized humanoid with big bug eyes. Big, like, purpley and black and blue bug eyes. Way bigger, like anime eyes, bigger than their head. They've got a couple of little antennae on the top. They've got a little rucksack on that you can see is full of like a leather van brace and the two fingers of her metal gauntlet and stuff like this, just in this little rucksack. Their clothes are just standard staff clothing. There's nothing grand about them or anything. Their mouth is really small, and they just look up here and they're like, "Hello."
Greetings. My apologies for knocking on when I can see that you are closed, but I am looking for Amphiseer. Is he about?
He's out. He's got some errands to run. Can I help you?
Yes, Amphiseer was dealing with a armor and weapon request for me. I've come to collect.
The woodcutter. You're the woodcutter. Oh, come here. And opens the door, loads of locks. You don't really see them reach up, but you can hear locks all the way up the door. Unlock. Door opens. Come this way. And this little bug-like creature just kind of shuffles along. You can see now that under the backpack they've got like a purpley, like violet carapace, like a woodlouse on two legs.
Yeah.
And they kind of move along. And they're looking around, and they're just waving their hands, and like suits of armour are moving, and heavy leathered hunting jackets kind of just get tossed aside. Here, follow me. And then it goes to the back, and there's a glass case on a huge table, easily big enough for yourself to lay on, or somebody taller. Might even be wide enough for Sapphire. It's a huge table. The entire table is taken up by this glass case. Just looks at you, looks you up and down, looks into the corner. Are you putting it on now?
If possible, yes.
Okay. Just waves their hands, and a load of the, like I said, the heavy jackets and arming jackets, they kind of just form this cubicle of leather. You can change in there. Waves their hand, the glass case lid comes up, and this suit of half-plate armour just kind of floats out, full on Mickey Mouse in it, out of the glass case, and just sort of hovers in front of you. It is one large pauldron. It is the chest piece of your upper chest. Your stomach area would be It's protected with leather and small bits of metal rather than plate.
Yep.
There's one huge metal pauldron. There's plate for the arms and the upper thigh, but it doesn't go all the way down to the leg. Anywhere where there's not plate, there's thick leather with the odd rivet of metal. None of this, you know. It's just a boob plate. Brilliant, thanks.
Plate.
That's for me. But and you have your half plates out there. The etchings that are all around the metalwork are all vines with leaves reaching out across them. It's very simple in its design, but you can't help but it's just beautiful to behold. But there's no immense detail of it. It's just these wonderful vines that grow out, and you can notice when you look closer that the leaves on the vines are actually palm leaves that you've seen in the summer oasis. There is a helm. It's not a full plate helm. It's enough to cover the top of your head, and it goes and will protect your neck. And it has got the palm leaf design around the eyes and such, and will cover like the vital areas around the front. But your face is on display. Is a weird sentence, but yes,
Visible.
not protected by steel. Yes, just go. You could try that on, and I'll get the axe. It's a bit heavier than the armor. And he just kind of rolls these sleeves up, and you see these spindly little arms, and there's now little arms that come off his forearms as he just starts waving his hand about. And even though he said it's heavier, he's still using magic to take the axe out of the cabinet. So I'm assuming you go change?
I do.
Cool. As you go change, whilst you're getting changed, you are aware that there is a magical presence to this armour. On the inside of the armour, this freaked me out, by the way, with what you guys were talking about at the beginning. Alright, you'll find out in a sec. On the inside of the armour, there is a real thin fur, like really thin. That when you run your hand on the inside of it, it reacts to your touch. Yeah, as if it is alive. All right, like underwater.
Not like bone.
Not like bone, no. Yeah, I don't like it when you look you scared the shit out of me.
We're in your head,
So,
AD.
We live here rent free.
Rent free.
Hang
You're not
on.
actually
Chatting.
here.
Ah,
You're just
chatting.
online on your own.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I keep losing. So and this fur reacts to your touch, and you put it all on. If you so choose, whilst you are putting it on, you can either not attune to it, and I will tell you what the half plate gives you, or you can attune to it and discover the magics within.
That's a daft question. I'm obviously going to attune to it.
I've been it.
It's
Straightforward, no questions
It's
asked. That's the
yeah.
way we go.
Person binding can never be removed.
As you-
Uses your
as-
life essence to be powered.
As you attune to it, you do feel the fur give you a bit of a hug, like it holds the armor to you. And where you've seen other heavy armored warriors moving around and such, and there's that grinding of metal against metal because it's not a fluid movement in such heavy armor. Yours kind of shifts and bends and flexes like that of carapace creatures, where they don't lock onto each other, and they are able to flex and bend when needed, but also be as hard as steel when in need of protection. And you do feel that almost flexibility of... You are now wearing half plate, as it is out of the player's handbook.
See if it comes up. Half plate. Just the regular.
Just a regular half plate.
Regular half plate.
So the special powers you'll have to make a note of, and then we can sort out D&D Beyond after you've reminded me every day for 5 days.
Yep. Cool.
The special powers. Once every short rest,
Yep.
you are able to cast Stone Skin.
Short rest. Stone skin. Okay.
I'm writing it down for you, Jade. I'm writing it down for you.
I'm
And
just
one,
Bill
writing it
writes
to the
everything
notes. Once every. Was it short rest?
every
Sorry.
short rest, you get Stone Skin. Exactly as if the spell has been cast. Exactly how it's worded.
Stone skin.
The second thing that you can do once per long rest
Yep.
is become invulnerable to all damage for 1 minute, but you cannot take an offensive action.
Rad.
Oh, Rick, I feel you here.
Great.
And that bit of time passes as you're changing it, and you can hear the bug-like creature straining against, for some reason, the magic of raising the axe out of the glass case. As you kind of just finish, like looking around, checking it, moving around your joints, rolling your shoulders and such, making sure because of the half plate you haven't just got a flop of hair in front of your face. You step out from the leather like cubicle that had been made, and you see them literally as if carrying the heaviest thing in the world, but not. The axe is about 5 feet from his many little spindly arm and hands. Yeah. And he just turns this axe and it just hangs in the air in front of you.
Okay.
Just lets it hang there, watches himself.
Yeah, just gonna watch as it.
1,000, 2,000. You grab the axe, and as you grab it, he falls back. Like you've just taken a piano out of his hands, and he just falls back onto the floor with a bump and a squeal. But the axe, when you grab it, feels featherweight, like just ridiculous.
That's nice.
The haft of the axe has got a slight curve to it, similar to those of a wood cutting implement. And the blade itself has a different style of greenery across the etchings of it. It's more evergreen aesthetic, the leafery around it that you can see around the etchings of the blade. It is super light, and I mean, it feels like when you swing your father's like rapier or scimitars or a long sword, whatever material it's made of, you are able to swing this weapon one-handed. And instead of it doing a D12, which I think a great axe is,
I can tell you. Yes.
if you swing it one-handed, it only does a D8.
Okay.
But if for some reason you were in position to pick up another weapon or a shield or etc., you'd still be able to swing this great axe with one hand. Yep.
Okay.
Full-on Thor's hammer type thing for the rest of you, just for heads up. It feels as heavy as a two-handed weapon if you pick it up. So if you are proficient with a great axe and you pick it up, it's still a two-handed weapon. Only to the attuned does this benefit happen. Once per long rest, and you will have to roll every morning to see if this continues on, you can activate its offensive capabilities. Yep.
Okay.
Which will allow you to do an extra damage dice for 1 minute.
Okay. So that's once per long rest.
Once per long rest. And you have to roll a D100 every single morning to see if it activates. If you get 20% or less, you don't have it for the day. If you roll a 0, the axe is destroyed.
I risk her reward.
Yeah. Wait, you can't roll a 0 on a D100, can you?
Well, if you roll a 1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could have just left it there and gone, no,
Yeah, you could have.
never broke.
Could have had it forever.
Rolled a 1
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, and then you are going to what? Make your way back to Toodles or call upon Toodles?
Yep, I'm gonna say my thanks. Obviously say, tell. What's his face? His name's gone out my head now. That thanks. Empathy, yeah. Bill. Bill the Lord. It's coming out of his money. And then
I've been told.
And then I will head back to the tree in the park and go back to Toodles.
As you walk away, good evening, Tia, summer breeze, and closes the door and you hear everything lock.
Yeah.
As you get back to the tree, you knock. Small portal opens, and you see the cabin in the woods. You go through it.
Horror movie.
Yeah. You go through it, and you are now in front of Toodles, who is again knitting, and there is very little wool left on the floor in front of her. Oh, well, don't you look all paladin-y?
Well, yes, some minor upgrades to accept the new path that I seem to have found myself on.
Are you awaiting your father?
No, I must return back as quickly as possible.
Then we will get you there as quick as we can. And she just holds her hand out. Take a hand.
Yep.
I'm waiting for these to be said, just so you know. She clasps your hand. Yeah, she clasps your hand tightly. You can smell fresh chestnuts being roasting on an open, and you vanish, and you reappear about 50 feet from Kesvion, just in the middle of the sand, just from the shoulders up.
Just beeline straight back down to...
You see Zandria in half-plate armour with a great axe, looking nothing like she did when she left. As she rushes... What have you done with Zandria? As she rushes over to you, we'll go over to Sapphire and Solomon. You appear.
No.
You appear. Let me get some music going.
Sorry, since we're between scenes, could we do the break? Because
You want it? Yeah, can do. We're gonna have a break now.
Thank you.
Right, we're gonna have a quick break, kids. Do not go away, and if you do go away, come back. All right, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, 15 tops. We're gonna go have a quick bio break, grab a drink, and then we'll come back and see what splitting the party really does when you're adventuring in Colossus, and then we'll see. Right, back in a sec. Oh, during the break, you're going to see a video in the little window that is all about me doing a one-shot at the GS Con. Check out the GS Con link. It will get put up in the chat, hopefully, sometime. It's a con in Manchester on the 6th and 7th of August. You can see it there. If you do want to check it out, jump on. You can sign up to take part in the D&D one-shot that I'll be running. If you want 10% off your tickets, if you put in the code EMRIS10, the lovely Zandria, you'll get 10% off your ticket. So go check it out. Emrys is sponsoring the con. I'll be running some D&D there. It'll be cool if we've got a load of you lot jumping up and going, I remember when you did this in session. It'll be brilliant. So yeah, 10 minutes. Go. Bye. 10 minutes. Woo, break time.
Fine.
Boom! We're back. Second half. What are we playing? Dungeons & Dragons 5th Ed. This is Fables Among Titans. It's session 61. These lot have like when I say split the pie. Woo! So we can write 3 source books of where these lot are. Just before the break, after the vision that Sapphire had, Sapphire has decided that a visit to Vey, or at least to the temple of the Hawaii.
Away, man.
Hey, man.
Fucking Geordies.
No compensation.
And Solomon, the father of Summer Breezes, has gone with Sapphire. Zandria also went because she wanted to do a drive-by to the city of Ravens to pick up her shinies. She's now picked up her shinies, and she's headed back to Surut, where she's with her brother, Ari, Ruby, Sahar, and her mother, Zerin. They are going to go take on the Darklings, while Sapphire and Solomon take on the world plot. So, as you come through the portal, Sapphire, I will change my music, as I meant to do many moons ago and forgot like a whammer. It's a real word. Sorry, where are you? 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Come on, Sirenscape. Nope. I hate you. It's gotta be here. It's gotta be here. Be right with you, kids. Right with you. I need to turn this down. Have you got Sunscape open, Sapphire?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna love this.
Oh, you're gonna hate it.
Just as much as I loved my one.
I'm already not loving it.
Excuse me. As you come through the portal, the first thing you hear is crackling, his branches crackling in fire. And you look around and you see the blossom trees ablaze. Their leaves just gone up in like confetti. And they're on fire at the branches, and you see them snap and crack and fall to the earth. The only tree still standing is the cherry blossom one that you've just walked through. You kind of turn around, reassurance, just put your hand on it. Solomon steps through, that grin on his face just kind of fades immediately. Immediately the scarab shield is in his hand, figure of 8 in his hand, silver on the inside, the gold and blue on the out. His scimitar's out, and he's ready. He puts his hand on his chest, and you see a blue arcane light encompass him. For a split second, you swear it takes the shapes of metallic armour before disappearing, and no longer able to see the arcane magic he's just cast. By the sands. And you look around, and you can see bodies all over the floor, akin to the image you saw before, the vision you had in the sandstorm. The temple has not been cloven in half. But there are dead folk. There are also dead creatures, with greys and reds and blacks and blues and ashen skins, just dead on the floor, small horns from their cheeks and their foreheads. You see a couple of these hounds, huge hounds. Some have 2 heads, some 1. Some have multiple jaws with their teeth coming out. Some look like the jawline goes all the way back to these wicked, like bastardized elven ears that kind of crack off the back. Some have really small mouths and they're really long, but the shape and hound-like aesthetic of them all is very obvious. And across their skin is oily and rainbow-coloured in the oils, all across their skin, but they're dead. And you see a couple of your of the folk that you maybe not have seen because they're new recruits, grew up with, etc. The temple is in somewhat of a aftermath of a battle. The one thing that you've never seen before, as you look out across here, is the same key orbs that you witness in your out-of-body experiences. There are 1 or 2 hovering about the place, very much like the will-o'-wisps in the Fair Realms, and you can just see these orbs just hanging around near where your fellow temple students as such have fallen. They're not vibrant, they're not like in your face, bright like yours are. They are very dimmed, as if on the lowest setting of a dimmer switch. Across the yards, there is a shape of someone sat on a stone bench. They are quite the size. They are still wearing their helmet. The plate armour they are wearing is similar to that of Atoria, with the muscle caress and the Corinthian type helm. Give me a perception check.
Yeah, it's a dirty 20.
Beside them, resting on the bench, you saw that it was a great sword before, but now you see the colour of the blade, where the deep crimson, whatever it is, blood maybe, is dripping from the blade to the floor. That the blade itself is made of a brass, or a coppery brass colour. You notice now that the armour they're wearing is of a similar colour of that brass and copper armour, and they seem to be making something in their hands very delicately. They are quite a size. You see no other creatures or people around. Solomon kind of is on super guard.
Sapphire kind of nudges him and like nods towards the figure that's sitting on the bench, taking out Iron Rebuke and preparing.
Do you really want to approach? Just kind of looking around, following your lead.
I don't know. Realistically, I want to go and find one of my friends. He had something that's really important to this country on him. If anything else, I want to get that out of here. But if we make it, if we're, I don't know what we can do without triggering that thing to see us.
Lead the way. Solomon is in full like. Reminds you of Kess, the way he's moving. You take. Go on.
Yeah, no. I was gonna just to double check. Like, twists the Iron Rebuke in his hand slightly, focuses on it, uses its detect fiend.
What's the range? 60 feet.
60 feet, yeah.
It confirms the dead around you. There is every blossom tree within that 60-foot radius that is on fire detects demonic.
Okay. Yep.
As that waves out and you kind of step forward, the hulking warrior on the bench stops doing what they're doing with that whatever intricate thing they were doing, and just falls forward and then sideways onto the floor, and the helmet topples off. Give me another perception check.
That's a 22.
You see the face of Owlbearer on the unmoving warrior in front of you up ahead.
Before I approach, is his body detecting is fiendish or demonic?
Right on the edge. You're unsure.
Fair. Sapphire's a dumbass. Sapphire will kind of let out an audible "oh shit" and then monk speed jog over to.
As you monk speed over, you just check to see where Solomon is, and he's right next to you.
Ooh, he's speedy.
He homebrew. And he and as you get up to, and you can confirm that you see Owlbearer in the copper and brass armour that you've seen him in once before, maybe when you were with the Reapers. He's got a collection of plate armours, but they're all that copper brass colour. You recognise his greatsword, and you recognise him, and what on the floor in front of him now confirms what he was doing intricately. He's making some sort of jewellery, which you've seen him do a couple of times before. Is he alive?
I will check.
Medicine check.
Medicine check's not bad. I didn't realise it was whiz-based. 15.
Cool. As you get down, you sort of like checking for the vitals and stuff. You kind of just wipe down his forehead and that, and then a few seconds pass, and he takes a deep breath. Not quite coming out of water, but just probably not breathed in a couple of seconds. It's inaudible-ish, and then the eyes open of Owlbearer, and you just see them looking back up at you, and just starts to move their hands in a way that you've seen before and interacted with before. You get the gist that if it could be as accurate as this, he's essentially signing "what the fuck" at your presence.
Looks around. Back at you? I've had help from the Jesuit.
He slowly sits up.
And yeah, I'll help him.
And he then stands, picks his sword up, and he's kind of leaning on his greatsword now for support, as my camera's decided to go super blurry. Technical issues, turn it off, turn it back on again, boom, beautiful, there we go. So, he starts to do like the horn sign and stuff, and then he's doing, he's gone from his sign language to almost a charades type thing where he's now imitating like the size of these creatures and a battle going on. And then he's looking around, and then you can see sadness in his face as he starts to, the memories are kind of flooding back, and he's looking at the bodies of those that attended the temple. And then he starts to he slows himself down and falls back into his own sign language, and he's trying to tell you of a mirror and the demons and a mirror, and he's looked like he's struggling to connect the two in communication. And then he points back at the temple, and again his hands flow, and you pick up that he's trying to tell you it's very, very dangerous within the temple.
Are the creatures still in there? Looks at Solomon.
Solomon passes the healing potion that Sahar gave you lot, and he passes his to Owlbearer. Take this, boy. Owlbearer says his thanks and takes the healing potion.
Why? What brought you here?
And he starts going on about the mirror again.
Did you come through the mirror? No. You were seeking the mirror. It's here. I am not great when it comes to mirrors, I'll be honest. Not had great experiences with them.
And he starts pointing at you. And
Same one.
And then he does this, and then repeats, as if to tell you echoes. And then he does this with his teeth.
Yeah, I met her. Is she?
He looks confused when you say met her.
The thing that's in the mirror. I mean, she could change her shape, but the form she went back to was...
He starts making wings.
Oh no, this is worse. Okay. I think the sensei's gone. I know they were. Rin's alive. Is Rin in the temple?
He puts his fist up.
He's still fighting. Solomon, you should probably take Owlbearer and go back through the tree.
Solomon looks at you, looks at Owlbearer. Before that, Sapphire, roll initiative.
Oh.
As you hear
okay.
As you hear. And as you
You've
turn
been
behind
practicing
you.
that all week, haven't you?
Oh, 20 years, mate. 20 years in a mirror. Sacrifice my hair to do it.
All right.
As you turn to see what Solomon is gesturing to you and Owlbearer, you see a large hound easily double your size if you were on all fours. 2 mouths that kind of split at either side. Teeth that just got all the way back behind its ears and run down the side of its neck. The muscle on the side of its flanks just pulsates like a heartbeat rather than lungs. And it just stares at you, all 3 of you. Owlbearer just heavily chunks the greatsword on his shoulder, hoping the healing portion is enough. What did you get on your initiative?
22.
This might get a bit loud, so I do apologise. Wow. Now we're keeping it. I've evolved. Let's do this. 22, did you say, yeah?
22, yeah.
Owlbearer.
We're now playing Doom, kids.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, the creature.
Although it's just tuning in.
This is what they sounds like, apparently.
All of it's infested with demons.
We've finally gone the whole way, and Vey has become an anime.
Yep.
Yeah. Finally.
So,
I can't wait to hear this on the VOD.
Oh yeah. Have you got Sirenscape, Sasha?
No.
Oh man, you need to get
Secrets.
it for next time.
This
Yeah.
music is brilliant. This is now it. This is the
It's
music
proper
we play
metal
all the
guitar
time.
shredding.
Yeah,
at the
we-
I'm
moment.
very excited.
We've gone from like fantasy background noise to Powerwolf fizz.
Let's go.
It's the Descent into Avernus sound sets, by the way. That's what's bringing this up. So yeah, if you want a heavy
That's
metal,
amazing.
if you want a metal D&D set, go play Descent into Thank you. Right, the creature reacts first, Sapphire. It just kind of opens its mouth and just comes flying towards you and tries to bite you. With a nat 1. It's going well.
Yeah.
It then leaps up at you with 2 claw attacks, trying to rake at your face. 17 was the highest out of all 3.
17 just hits.
On that last bite, as it tries to bite you, Iron Rebuke comes across, bats it on the forehead. A large clawed paw slashes at you, but the second one hits you and does 3 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh no. That's not too bad. 18.
18.
18.
Right, so you pass. So you only take half damage on the poison, so that's 4 points of poison, and you
Okay.
don't get poisoned. And you
Okay.
cannot get poisoned for the next 24 hours off this creature.
Fantastic. Okay, good.
That's its score. Sapphire, your turn. There's you, there's Solomon, and there's a hanging in there Owlbearer.
Okie dokie. Well, I would like to use my bonus action to rage.
Of course you would.
So Sapphire, deep breath, focuses, all emotions fade, and he starts glowing a faint purple. And then he will go for his 2 iron rebuke attacks.
Cool. If you haven't worked it out, this is definitely a fiend.
Nat 20.
Boom!
Hey!
For the first, so there's a nat 20 and a 22 for the other one. I haven't actually worked out what the nat 20 is. I haven't got my phone, so I can't take a picture of it.
They both hit.
Okay. Okay, so been a while since we've done battle. D10 plus 8. Okay, one of those. I need another one of those. One that I can actually read.
Roll your dice. Or roll extra dice.
Plus 16. So that's 30 points with that.
30.
And that's just the slashing damage. I haven't done the bonus d6s for force damage yet. That's another 11, so it's 41 points of damage.
Woo! Go ninja, go ninja.
And yeah, I can't use my bonus action punches this time. So that's me.
Did you not just rage?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't
Oh,
do
right,
it this
right,
time.
cool,
'Cause
yeah.
that was my bonus action.
So
yeah, that's
Iron
me.
Rebuke just slashes into this thing, taking like a good 8 kilos of prime steak off its flank, and at least one of its many eyes. Well played, Sapphire. Well played. 41. Owlbearer, with all his might, slams the greatsword into this creature. That's all he does. He just slams it into the creature. On his second attack. Oh, you hit it that time. You little. First one, he just hits it with the flat of the blade. He just doesn't seem to have the energy. Whatever he's done previously to this has definitely tired him out. But the second strike does carve a bit of the flesh from the beast. And you see that oily rainbow-coloured mixture just kind of ooze out onto the floor. It's now Solomon's turn. Solomon's eyes go bright blue. Like entirely blue orbs.
Ah.
The scimitar starts flowing. And he swings down with it. Nat 20.
Hey.
That's dad.
Yeah, I want him to adopt me now. Like, go ahead, Sapphire. You've got a new parent.
I actually wanted something else to happen to show you his special power, but it didn't matter. 10. First attack was a nat 20 and did, like, it takes off half the mouth and the teeth just kind of fall out onto the floor. And you can now see, like, the upper part of the mouth and the tongue, just big gashes in it, just lolling to either side. As Solomon's second swing comes in. Oh, nice. The blade erupts with electricity, lightning all around the scimitar as it carves through. And does not a lot. Some lightning damage and some slashing damage. Woo! This thing kind of just staggers, like, not expecting the efficiency of you lovely trio. Oh, well, I said duo. But it's back round to its turn, as Solomon just kind of stands there ready, just nudges you. Its eyes still lightning blue. This thing tries to bite at you. Nope. Tries to claw at Solomon. It does its... not Solomon. Owlbearer. It does it, Owlbearer. Luckily he had a potion, so that's alright. And then its third attack goes at Solomon. And it hits Solomon. Oh, I didn't expect that. Oh, that's better. Are they poisoned? Owlbear no, because he's a big one. Oh, Solomon, no. Sapphire, your turn. This creature's just trying to rip out at all three of you.
Okie dokie. Well, for this one, I'm going to go for the 2 Iron Rebukes again, and then I'm going to go for my unarmed.
Do your first one.
It's a nat 1 for the first one.
Cool. That misses as you spin past the creature still in its frenzy on all three of you. Just clip it.
And an 18 for the second one.
Just it.
Okay. Okay, so for that one, that's a 10. 10 plus 8. That's 18 and a d6. 23.
How would Sapphire like to dispatch this monster?
Very, very skillfully done.
Well done. Shakespearean, some might say.
Make it jam.
So, Sapphire essentially kind of shoves Iron Rebuke in the top of its head and then runs monk speed along it. Just.
Ooh.
Oh, we've just gone full anime, haven't we? We're just
Yep.
staring into it
And then,
now.
and then
There's
Sapphire.
literally flaming
Yeah.
like cherry blossom trees around us. We're fighting a hellhound. Yeah.
And then Sapphire
We're going
jumps
full anime.
back to Surut. Right, so yeah, you run down. Iron Rebuke slices down it. It just falls out in half either side of your strike. As we return to the less combat music. And the
And
crackling
Sapphire will-
fires and the breaking branches.
Calm, like Sapphire's rage starts to leave him, and he turns to look at Owlbearer and goes, "How many of these kind of things are we talking?"
He looks around the place and he's kind of doing like a mental check of the yard. And he looks, almost counting you. And he looks at the one at the floor.
Would we survive going in there?
As Owlbearer's explaining it, you hear this. And you look across at the temple doors, and the stonework starts to crack and shoot up all along the doorway as 2 huge, powerful arms just push through the temple doorway, and it is now a broken mess of an archway in this building as a 20-foot ram-horned unicorn horned demon steps through, wielding a beautiful, beautiful blade that is not covered in silly jags or spikes or anything like this, just incredibly well crafted. You see the same creature you saw before with the ashen paste skin, the plate armour all across its chest, its arms, its thighs, everywhere else this ashen thick ward paste. You see the one that claimed themselves as Kelthias, wielder of Raven's Bane. Kesfion, you see Xandria coming towards you across the desert.
Nice.
About 50 feet from you.
Love that.
Sahar kind of looks around. Zerin there's a smile on her face at acknowledgement that her daughter's returned, but there's still that concern of obviously Solomon's not there. Sahar looks. You can see now Sahar's in work mode. We're now doing our 915 job. Time to move, and he starts heading in the direction you assume he wants you to follow. We walk and talk. Let's go. He doesn't run or set a pace. Sorry, Xandria.
I was going to say, Xandria is already just...
He doesn't set too much of a pace. It's more a brisk walk. You're still in the desert, and he's still aware there's a couple of you not overly akin to, I mean, Ozra's been here a while, and she still fucking hates it. So, as you start, you are aware from Ozra and Sahar that the nest is a few hours away from where your camp was. Following the certain dunes to Ari and Ruby. I mean, Ruby, you get the... if you're still in the same mindset you were when you first got here, the sand dunes remind you of the hills of Toa. Like, there's that, similarity. You don't necessarily recognise it. It's still very different. Maybe we have walked past that sand dune about 5 times. Ari's just accepting that wherever they are, it's fine. Xandria and Kess, it's like walking around the council estate you grew up in. Like, you just know every nook and cranny. Like, it's just ridiculous. And Ozra, you recognise the certain ways. Sahar taught you a few things and tricks to look for while being out in the desert, just in case you two were ever split up in combat or whatever. As a few hours pass and it goes into the middle of the day and the sun is sky high, can Ari and Ruby and Ozra both give me a Constitution saving throw? Ozra, yours is at advantage because you've had a month of acclimatising.
On save, did you say?
Con save, please, yes. While I put the desert stuff back on instead of that.
Ooh.
That's fun.
That's a good noise you all made there.
Yeah, exactly.
14 total.
14 total?
Yeah.
That's
11
all
total, even at advantage.
right. So, anyone who got 12 and above.
I was going to say, I got a 9. I'm not
God,
doing
no.
well.
So, Ruby, you're kind of fine. It's hot, but you've not worked in the same sun heat conditions, but you've worked in hot conditions in summer. It is sticky, being surrounded by animals and being in the thick of it. So you're kind of dealing with it.
Having done that before as well, Ruby at some point had sense to find a piece of cloth and tie it around the top of her head. It's not stylish, but she doesn't have heat stroke.
Cool. Ruby is not one I pictured with stylish anyway, so I'm just,
No, it's the hanky with the
Oh
knots.
yeah, see, I like it, I like it. Ozra, despite the tips and tricks that Sahar has tried to show you, it's more your just
Off in the desert.
sheer
You're off in the
hatred,
desert.
sheer hatred of it that is not allowing you to fight it off. You are currently at half speed and on the cusp of exhaustion. Ari, same result, probably for many of the same reasons. It not nice being in high sun.
But he's got a big long coat and it's very warm.
Sahar, go on.
Sorry, I was going to say, as they've been walking, Ozra's tied a thin piece of gauze around her eyes because the sun is just too bright for her.
Love it, love it. Sahar carries on leading you. You eventually start seeing more stonework in the sand dunes, which Ozra, this is where you know that you and Sahar were yesterday, and where you found the possible entrance to the nest may be. Sahar has deliberately slowed down, obviously, because he notices Ozra and Ari are a little bit tired. As it goes into mid-afternoon, because it took longer to get there, there is a coolness coming, because as you know that the sun as it sets, it will cool down. Sahar takes you off where there's some real like short desert grass type growing, and it's kind of there's a big dip where the dune is and a bit of the rock sticking out, and it's kind of sheltered away, and you can see that he's deliberately hidden you from where that cropping of stonework was popping out. Osra obviously knows. As you sit and kind of huddle down, he passes his water skins that he's got a couple on, one to Ari and one to Osra. Drink this. Osra, you know that it'll give you a bit of a boost. He's shared it with you before, as of the other tribal lot. Even when some of the Fae get tired of the geckos, they get this this water. Ari, to you, it's really sweet.
Fantasy Lucasade.
Yeah, it's Fantasy Lucasade. Gatorade! And it does give you a little 33% faster. It gives you a little kick. It ain't limber spread, you can't see me talking. So yeah, and you feel you are no longer at half speed, and you don't feel as close to exhaustion as you were. The nest is beyond those rocks. We'll have to work our way through. But there is an entrance that goes down. Finding it should be easy enough, but it was guarded the last time. It looks across to Osra that we were here.
How far away are we from it?
From the actual outcropping, maybe 40, 50 feet. Like, there's a good distance of you to be able to talk and not be seen. But it is several high rocks and such that you'd kind of like almost trench walk your way through, just not as narrow and cramped. She's got a thing.
I've got a thing. I can't find it.
Hello, Darkwolf.
Does it have a sick guitar solo in it? Because
Damn right it does.
We will now accept no substitutions.
Of course I can't find it. Where's it gone? It's a... Carry on, I'll try and find it.
Okay, so Sahar points it out. Zerin starts to adjust her falchion on her back and kind of sit at that crop where you're hidden from there. I will perform the rite here. You have to, whatever you do, you have to keep going forwards. The more they are on you, the safer I am. There will be no stragglers if you are causing such a commotion. You asked if you could help. She's obviously looking at you too. This is how you help. Keep them away from me.
Easily done.
And as she says that, she runs a thin blade across both her wrists. And she starts to bleed quite heavily. As she starts to bleed quite heavily, small candles just appear out of the sand around her. Blue, red, orange, purple, pink, all different colours. Colours of the sand, the sky, the night, the summer, autumn, spring, winter, you name it. All around her, and they kind of spread out. She must have 100 candles around her now, just maybe a tea light in size, just popping out of the sand around her. As she sort of goes a little bit faint-headed, and then she just rests against a rock. And every one of the candles, the flame, not the candle itself, but the flame, goes about an inch bigger. Sahar looks at you all. It's time. And he...
Ruby is still like this massive concern headed towards that way. She is visibly restraining herself from healing the wounds because...
Do you, is it obvious?
Like, those who know her well will know that she's deeply uncomfortable by the fact that there's someone bleeding and she's not doing anything about it.
Are you deliberately trying to hide it?
No.
Alright, cool. Sahar notices, and he steps towards you. Help her now, and she dies in the dream.
I know.
You are keeping her alive by not tending her wounds. And he turns.
That's why I haven't.
Osra, you ready?
I found the thing. She is going to glance towards where the entrance of the sort of tunnels are.
Yep.
her eyes go a sort of misty grey, and a sort of wash of arcane energy comes out from within her, like shivering across the sand in a 60-foot radius. She's using Eyes of the Grave. You know the location of undead within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover and isn't protected from divination magic. So I'm guessing that's like a how many undead is potentially there as well?
So, it's spherical, yeah? So it goes down and up.
Yeah, within 60 feet of me.
Yeah, cool. So, beneath the ground, too many to count. They kind of, it's like they run through your scan as it was happening. So you can't quite pick up numbers beneath, but definitely a dozen. At the main, where the trenches sort of start, 3 at least. Clear as day, ping, 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 on your little Eyes of the Grave. You can see that, you can feel it, that necrotic mark on the living realm, as it were. Upwards, right on the pinch of 60 feet, you see a cluster of flying creatures that seem to, now that you've seen them, you don't know if it started before you seen them or just now or whatever, but they seem to be popping, like exploding, popping, and there's just a almost ashen-like substance. It's gravy time. Ashen-like substance.
I don't think it's gravy time with that. Easy. I don't think you want that in the biscuit.
If you put it on me meat, I'm having it. I'll reword that. On my roast dinner. There you go. So, and these creatures pop. Give me a Arcana check, Ozra, as you look up and see this. You're the one who really notices them with your Eyes of the Grave.
23.
Oh, cool. It's the sunlight that's popping them.
Mm-hmm.
They're having an aggressive reaction to it. But they never make it to you. They're just ash before they get anywhere near.
Okay. I will point those out first of all to everyone, and then to the mouth of the tunnels and say there's at least 3 in the mouth of the cave. Probably
so
more.
It's trench. Right now it's trench. There's no ceiling to it. You've got an area of trenches to go through before cave.
Right, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 3 up ahead, probably more.
Okay, we've come across these before.
You have. Says Sahar.
Confirms the DM from beyond the veil. We encountered them in Ravenholm, Ari, that first night.
Mm-hmm.
They do a fair bit of damage, but they can't stand the sunlight, as you see.
So maybe we'll be alright from them at least. Just gotta keep aware.
Sahar looks at you and Caspian and Zandria. These darklings, they're not like the ones we used to hunt. And I can see, and he kind of looks at the blades you're carrying, the armour, the axe, this copper-coloured scarf that Zandria's got, all humming with magic, the incredible craftsmanship of the rapier at Ari's side, Ruby carrying a staff that you get. Sahar's got a keen eye for such things. I'd say you are better equipped, but please, no mercy.
None will be given.
Ozra, you said, do you sense anything near the trench opening? Did you just point out the 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least 3 in the opening, and many more down underneath the surface.
As
How
expected.
far away is the opening?
About 40 to 50 feet, depending on where you are sat behind this thing. There's enough rock and stone in the way that you could try sneak up to it, maybe one at a time.
No, I was just gonna use that weapon that I've carried around for 61 sessions and I've used like one other time.
Are you about to say longbow?
Yeah.
You can't. So what Ozra has told you?
Lie.
You don't have line of sight. What Ozra has
did we
told
not?
you
Okay.
is she's detected
When-
them there.
Oh, okay, my
Yeah,
mistake.
so you've got that. Go on. Go on, Ruby.
When we get to a point where Kess can snipe, I have flame arrow
Okay.
prepared.
Okay. You can see the mouth of the
Yeah.
trench, but you can't see the creatures. So
Okay.
where Ozra has detected them, they are maybe 5 to 10 feet just beyond the entrance
Right.
of the trenches.
It's too dark to see. Cool.
It's not too dark. You have no line of sight.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So if they walk in front of you, perfectly fine to see them. There's enough light. They're just not currently in view.
Is there any way of me adjusting my position to get a better line of sight?
Yeah, you
Or-
can walk out towards the trench or move across from it.
Yeah.
So you do that. Are you going to try and like
Wait.
kind of?
So if Kess sort of like draws the bow,
Yep.
because this isn't a time spell, Ruby will go, and she will basically just turn Kess around so she's facing the back of him, and place her palm on the quiver.
Okay.
And having touched the quiver containing arrows or bolts, when a target is hit by a ranged weapon attack using a piece of ammunition drawn from this quiver, the target will take an extra 1d6 of fire damage.
Nice, nice.
The spell's magic ends on the piece of ammunition when it hits or misses, and the spell ends when the 12th piece of ammunition has been drawn from the quiver.
Cool. So you got 12 fire arrows, guess.
Okay, give us a sec. I'm getting some
I am
spicy dice, boys.
Level 9. Combat's got shit going on.
After
level 4 spell.
after Ruby does that,
There we go.
Xandria puts her hand on Kessa's shoulder and
He's just like standing there, like, guys, what are you doing?
Just gonna solo it.
Xandria will cast protection from evil and good, and as we can guess, it's undead. So
As Xandria casts protection from good and evil upon you, Kess, you hear the loud thud of an axe hitting a log. You just can't look around, there's nothing. You just hear that sound sort of echo in your mind. Anyone else want to buff Kess?
And I was gonna say, and then when that's finished, Xandria will
Anyone
take
got
her
haste?
axe.
Anything else? I'll just like one man this.
You want to guidance?
Actually,
Xandria's gonna take the axe.
No, that was a joke.
And in
please.
her hand, the axe suddenly, like,
I mean-
glows, and then it morphs from the axe, and it turns into a longbow.
Okay.
Sick.
say the word because I do actually have haste
No,
prepared.
no. We'll save it.
Um,
Save
Save
it.
that, save that.
Do you know I've got another couple of level 4 spell slots. Do you
Let's
want some fire
let's save
arrows?
them.
You're killing 3.
Kill 3 guys. I think.
These
we
flame
got this.
arrows last until they have drawn 12 arrows from the quiver.
Yep, that's cool.
If they're sparing with the arrows, these can last till last a day.
So, protection from evil, Kess.
Cool.
Flaming arrows.
Awesome.
Great axe longbow.
Yep.
Ruby's done her magics. Ari
Yep.
and Ozra.
I'm just sitting down for a brew. I think.
I feel like Harry's
Nick.
just kind of like
Boy.
drawing the rapier, keeping his distance from Xandria while he does it. Moving actively towards the thing.
Well, is Alfie near your mic?
Are you
Yes.
are you sneaking up to the trench?
I mean, he will. Whether anyone else will is the other question, isn't it? Really.
I'm not bothered
I'm
about
kind
it.
of
Come on, Harry. Stealth.
do a stealthy. What's that? That is it's not Prel, but that's a 17.
That'll do. So, as every ounce of magic on Colossus hits Kess, and he gets ready to do his thing, Ruby's cast her thing, the axe and the longbow. Ari starts to kind of crouch and just move their way across the sand, and the using the other smaller rocks as a blocking of line of sight from the trench entrance. Ozra, what would you like to do?
She'll hold her holy symbol in one hand, and with the other hand, purplish flames start to lick up her fingers, and she'll prepare sacred flame for when they're in sight.
Okay. Kess, as you move out to get a better line of sight of where Ozra pointed out these creatures, you see 2 at the minute, because you can't see the third.
Cool.
And the entrance to the trench, it kind of goes straight forward, and you can see it opens up, and the curvature of the stone goes left and right, like away from itself, and opens up into a bit of a sanded area. Who knew in the desert? You see the two. They are short. They are wearing next to fuck all. Their skin is grey, and the skin is rapidly peeling against the sunlight. There is a look of anguish on their face. Their hair is completely burnt off. You can see the burn marks across the scalp. They are quite, and they look like darklings, but they are not happily in the sun, but they are embracing the pain to stand here. Fire away. You have a surprise round, because my darklings are shit.
Cool.
But technically, you're about to fight, so let's get some good music.
That is... Their suffering might not be for much longer. That is 23 to hit.
23 hits. One on the left or the right?
Wait, no. One sec.
Nah.
I don't think it's going to matter. I've counted wrong, but it's not going to matter. We'll go for the one on the left.
Okay. Fire arrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Your fire arrow hits true. This thing has no idea that you're hitting it. What's your damage?
So it was a D6, did you say, Ruby?
D6
Yeah.
fire, yeah.
Oh, and you can't choose whether or not it's a fire arrow. The first
Yeah,
12
it's just
arrows.
what's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So that is 11 points of just nasty time damage and 6 on the fire dice.
Woo, 17 points. So, two things you notice. One, I need to sort this out. The first arrow hits, fire erupts all around it as it scorches through the air and slams into this darkling creature that is just on the ultimate end of sunburn. It hits it true, goes at least halfway through it and just kind of sinks into it. It turns reactively to see where the arrow come from. Now the two things you notice. One, the last time you fought darklings, that arrow would have taken at least 2 of them out in a single shot.
Yeah.
And 2, the little bastard's looking straight at you. But you do have other attacks. It is still surprised for this round if you shoot it again.
Oh yeah, I have multiple.
You get you're level 9. You definitely get.
I look. Let's be honest. How many times have I used the bow? This is its second time out.
To be
in
okay, so
61
you
seconds.
don't get the cheeky offhand, but you do get the multiple attacks for level
cool.
9.
That's all I was wanting to check. I wasn't sure how redraw worked because the first few other times that I use long-ranged folk, the first thing I do is give them crossbow expert. So, that's 26 to hit.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Same one, or are you shooting the other one?
Yeah, let's just. I'm presuming that if I'm ruining one of their days, Drea will probably be ruining the other one.
You are.
You are hopeful.
No, I am correct.
14 standard damage, or piercing, or whatever. 14 pull, jeez. And that's. Dice is gone. We'll go back to Kess's normal dice. And that is a 4 on.
So 18
fire.
in total.
Yes. And work out where my little fire dice
Woo!
went.
Both arrows are now stuck in this. You fire 2 fire arrows at it as the druidic magic just kind of sticks to the arrows. You pull it from the quiver and you see the fiery death shoot across. With 2 very accurate shots and they sticking out of its chest, you see it wobble and sway, and it drops to a knee, and it pulls out like a mini scimitar, and this black ooze just falls from its mouth, and you see the rainbow oil ooze fall from its mouth onto the floor, but it is still standing. Just. I thought you did it in 2 shots. That's your 2 attacks.
Yep.
So basically, the surprise round's a free turn, so they ain't gonna do that. Then we'll roll initiative. So So you still got your movement and bonus if you so wish to do anything with it.
No. The more that we can take out before getting up in their business, the better.
Cool. Well, says Andrew, you got to take your shots next. And Ozra, you do yours as well. Is it a save? Sacred
It's
Flame?
a save. Yeah.
Is it Dex?
It is a dex save.
Woo! DMing, yeah, baby. That is a 5. What's your
Lovely.
DC?
17.
May have just
Be
missed that.
fairness, one of them does have 2 arrows sticking.
Are you
out
hit?
of
Is Sacred Flame the one with more damage, bigger dice? Or is that Toll the Dead?
That's Toll the Dead.
Okay. So yeah, do your Sacred Flame damage. Are you hitting the one already arrows in it?
She will hit the other one.
Okay, you hit the other one.
This radiant fire erupts around it.
Is it radiant or is it fire?
It is radiant.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's 16 points of radiant damage.
16?
1-6, yes.
That's 32 points of radiant damage.
Hey.
Couldn't I just say with your base?
No, it's far away from me. I'm not getting in close.
This looks equally as fudged as the one that Caspian shot. As the sacred flames engulf it, and you see more of its flesh just peel away now, and you can see the skeletal, the bone structure, the symbiotic bones, beneath its skin now, as it's been heavily burned. The radiant damage, even you spot it straight away, Ozra. As soon as it lands, it is far more vulnerable
Hey.
to radiant than they were before.
Love that. Love that for us.
So,
Oh yeah, Ruby's gonna have a ball.
hopefully, this music will be good for fighting. So, Zandria,
Yes.
you... Let's see what this is. Turn this down a little bit. Turn that down.
Explosions.
Yeah, cool. Right, so, Zandria, you fire. I think. Hope.
Think?
Are you shooting the one on the left or the right?
I'm gonna shoot one on the left.
Cool.
So that is. Fucking hell.
Kills.
24.
Yes, so-
24 hits.
Yep. And then I need. Let me just make sure I got the right one. So that one. That one. Okay.
I really like this music, but they don't fit.
It gets 7 points of piercing damage. It gets 2 points of fire damage. And the one next to it also gets 2 points of fire damage as the flame jumps from the one to the other. Assuming that it's in within 5 feet.
It's not.
Well, they're not within 5 feet of each other.
No. They're not stood next to each other. This trench is like 10, 12 feet
Alright, fair
wide.
enough.
But the one on the left that you shot is eviscerated with that shot. It flies backwards, and an explosion of dark light is probably the best way I can explain it. It is gone, just mulch in the sand.
And then second attack, I will attack the other one. That is a 21 to hit.
21 to hit. Hits.
Right, that is fucking numbers. 10 piercing damage and 6 fire damage.
10 piercing damage and 6 fire damage.
Yep. And 7 scared down to that.
Your second arrow just eviscerates it again, and another flash of black light as it just disappears. And you see now the third one that Ozra had mentioned, just kind of peering round, staring, looking angry. Doesn't seem to be running away though. You're all still in your surprise round, so Ruby and Ari, you get to do something if you so wish. Zandra, you doing anything else? Cool.
How close can I actually? How far away are they?
You're,
How close
right
can I
now, for
actually
you,
get?
they are 30 feet away. You've managed to move up while they've been firing. as part of your preparation. So you managed to stealth a bit closer. You're about 30 feet from the entrance, maybe 25 feet from the entrance and 5 feet into the trench. You can't see the third one that's left, but you do see the two flashes of this like weird black light, just kind of pop. So you are assuming two of them have been dealt with, and you can't see the third one from the angle you're at.
Okay, if I can see, obviously, because I'm seeing like the radiant explode and I'm seeing like the fire arrows going in and stuff, and I'm thinking these guys have got them from back there. I'll probably just use my action to move forward.
This is better music. Yeah. Okay. So you use your action to move. Well, you move forwards.
I'm not very good at range, really.
So you move up.
Yeah.
Don't use that in Harry's room, Jesus. You move up. You look into the trench and you can see this maybe 3.5, 4 foot little fair darkling creature. You can see the sunburn is like horrendously violent across its flesh. It's just wearing rags to cover, modesty and such. It is just in front of you with two short scimitars, almost like long dagger in length, and it just kind of looks up at you, pale white orbs for eyes, no iris pupils or anything. It's just dripping that rainbow oil from its mouth.
Lovely. Yeah, we want to move in then and give it a little stab, I think. Hopefully. That is a
Turn that down a bit.
24 to hit.
Shit, that hits.
I love my rapier.
That hits.
A 1-on-1. Do you know what that means?
It means sneak attack, means bye-bye, darkling.
It's the sneaky.
Jesus, almost.
I think just throw the dice at it.
Sound of the sneak attack dice.
Just throw the dice at it, Harry. You don't need a sword.
Just every die in a 6-mile radius.
That's 26 piercing damage. It is magical,
Jesus.
but it's not radiant or anything special.
Cool. Your first attack, the blade slides straight through it, and it's just finesse. It's just flick, stab, and then back into stance. The darkling creature's not even actually sure you hit it, but then kind of looks down and just sees pumping out of it this oily, rainbowy liquid. He's still standing, but that was a heavy
in
hit.
that case, we'll try and give it a backhand stab with a dagger.
Cool.
She says. Nice again. Oh, I just rolled a natural 19. I think that hits. +5, so yeah, 24.
Definitely hits.
And then it's I haven't done combat in so long. I'm like, how the hell do we do combat again? Right, I need a dagger, and then I don't really need the other ones. So it's fine. So that is 7 points of piercing damage.
7. Ooh, it's looking rough. Can you roll your healing properties of that dagger, please?
Yes.
Cool.
I wasn't going. Yeah, that is 1.
You take 1 point of necrotic damage. Yep.
Lovely. Just what I want.
Thank you for only getting 1, so I didn't have to deal with it too.
So, that's Harry, Ruby. Right, now you roll initiative. So do you, Sapphire.
Where'd Ruby go?
Ruby, you can do something if you want, but I was taking your bit of setting everyone up as your turn. But if you want to do something, you can. But
no, at this point, Ruby is not so much awaiting orders, but she's aware that she is the least combat experienced, so she's kind of watching to take cues or wait until someone takes a hit to heal.
Cool. Right, are you all on roll 20?
Yes,
I will
we
be
are.
in a sec.
Right,
Doop-a-doop-a-doop.
Sapphire,
It'll be if I hit
Yeah.
launch go.
Yep.
yours is going to be Theatre of the Mind. Alright? Because I was
No,
not
that's fine.
prepared.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Look at all of us having our little minis.
I know,
that
look at
look
it, Jimmy.
like
It's going to be
ours.
so weird.
What are minis? Oh my god!
I mean, we can't move our minis, but it's
Can't
okay.
you? Oh, that's a
No.
shame. It's a damn shame, that.
Can't even touch them.
Let's go so all players, save settings, go. So Zandria should be able to move.
I can move.
Save settings,
Ahaha!
chaos.
About to put in my HP.
I forgot he did that. Harry, you should be good to go.
Yep.
And Ozra, hopefully can move. Ozra, can you move? Can you move?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, that's cool.
Don't forget to put your names and HP in, gang.
Where'd you put me?
If you click on the little settings cog on the left, you can name it,
Yeah.
and then if you
Click on the
click nameplate, it'll show it underneath. You don't have to. It's just a cool way of thinking. And you see these three now. As you make your way towards the front of that trench, which I'm assuming you're doing, so we can use the actual map.
Yep.
You you get there. Sahar didn't even have to do anything. He's just like proud as punch. This is Sahar. This is Sahar. Feast upon Sahar.
Right, I will.
Sorry,
Wait.
I have a quick
Oh, yeah.
HP question.
Go on.
On doing grow plant, I lost 10 HP, but you didn't tell me at the time. You said I didn't know if it was permanent or not.
Since your long rest in the desert and such, it wasn't
Yep.
permanent. You are fully back.
Excellent.
Just like to put it in there now. Anyway. So you get into that trench area. Can I have... Oh, Sahar's initiative. Can I have... Why has Ozra got a 70 on her initiative?
Oh, I thought that was hit points.
No.
I don't know how to use this thing.
What's...
Whoops.
Sorry, was that
so you got
me?
I put 70 on your token.
Is
Thank
green
you.
Don't worry. Yeah. You do it how
green
you...
is hit points, right?
Do it how you wish. I do it green hit points and AC blue, but that's obviously for monsters. What is your initiative, Ozra?
1 second. Oh, 12.
What is your initiative, Zandria?
Dirty 20.
Oh.
What is your initiative, Ruby?
13.
What is your initiative, Castriel?
24.
Ari?
14.
Did you put that in there?
I did.
Alright, cool. Sapphire, what is yours?
11. I used up all my good rolls earlier.
Right.
That's what you want.
So, right, bear with me, because we're fighting 2 battles across 2 continents. Alright? But we got this. We got this.
Love that.
I
Right.
need to stop pressing the wrong buttons. Right, here we go.
Right, so let me... The joy of roll 20, descending. Caspian, you get to go first. There's these 3 darkling creatures across the way.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing, just so you know. I've taken the grid out. We tried it last time. You guys said you enjoyed it, so
Yeah.
we'll do it without grid.
Yeah.
It's just like a bunch of things going.
Attack!
Right, I mean, I've got. So. These grey things are walls, they're not like. Bits.
No,
I'm-
this is
I'm-
trench.
I'm-
They're trench, so they're like maybe 7 feet high.
Like hillocks, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. So we've got these guys now, got big guys behind. Righty-ho. I'm just gonna keep on shooting them.
Okay.
While I've still got. I'm keeping a wee note of what I've got, how many shots I've made as well.
Okay.
Oh, AD, you might want to switch your screen across. They can't see the map.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad, my bad. There you go, folks. Can you see that now? Should be able to see it. Let me know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Cool.
27 to give the one in the middle a bad day.
27 hits.
Cool. That is. Sorry, I've memorized stuff for scimitars, but not for longbow. So that is 12 piercing plus 6 fire.
Jesus. Okay. 12 piercing plus 6 fire, so
Yes.
18. Yeah.
18 total. So I'm not sure if it.
It's
makes a
fine.
difference.
Always do that. Always
Okay.
please separate it, because there will be creatures that do that. In this case, you can see that these particular darklings you're fighting are taking it as damage.
Cool.
That may change in the tunnel, so make sure you please split it.
Cool.
Lovely. So that's your first shot.
Yep. And I'm going to continue to cause him great upset. That's an at 20.
That hits
Nice.
in the face.
So yeah. So it's been a while since I've had a 20. We double the dice but not the modifier.
Correct. So double the dice you roll. So if you roll 1
Yep.
dice, roll 2, just because I
Yep,
like
yep.
rolling lots of dice. And
Yep,
then
yep,
add
yep.
your modifier.
Cool. So that is 15 piercing and 8 fire.
Oh. Explosion of
Ow.
black light.
Sorry. Hold on, sorry, did you say 8 fire?
Yeah, for double dice because I had an at 20.
Oh, right, yeah.
so
sorry.
that was across 2 sexes.
We're on it, Ruby. We're on it. But well spotted. He's cheating fair. Right, so that's Kesvion's turn. 2 arrows lit up across the desert. I mean, it's not night time. It's just late afternoon, so it's still lit up. There's no it's not dim light or anything. It's still technically daylight. And these 2 fire arrows go across that stretch and obliterate that darkling creature. Similar sort of look as you saw on the first 3, that you can see the little smudges of ash on the ground where Harry finished the last one and the other 2 were popped. That horrific sunburn sort of texture across their skin and stuff. After Kesvion, are you moving? Are you bonus actioning?
No, I'm just kind of holding this position because, like, I can give anyone a bad day from this point at this time, so I'm not going to move closer to them until I have to. They have to get past me, not me having to get past them.
Okay. Sandria, your turn.
This one right here.
Cool.
Get some arrows in its face.
Pew 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 pew.
Pew, 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 pew. Let me just make sure I'm on the right thing. Ooh, that is a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
That is 11 piercing, 7 fire.
7.
Yep.
Boom. Your eldritch death bow goes scorching across the sands. You get another attack, you do, don't you?
Yep, second attack. Oh god. 19 plus 7.
That
There.
just hits.
Just it. Mm, 10 piercing and 8 fire.
And 8 fire, did you say? Woo! The eldritch energy shoots across, infusing the arrow with eldritch energy. Should have done that the other way around. Good firing!
Pew pew.
It is now. Are you doing movement or thinking or anything like that?
Yep.
Cool. It is now Sahar's turn, and Sahar is 34, 42. Hey, oh, that's weird. That don't look right. 34, 40. Right, he will, because he's an absolute beast. Misty step to about here.
After bed.
Okay, kiss. Night, night, love you. And then with his movement, we'll step forwards. And then attack with his Spear of Destiny. Has that been done? Yeah, lovely. Yes. 4 slashing. And 3 fire. Rubbish. Second attack. He misses. I hate you, Sahar. This was your big moment, Sahar. Sahar so boof, disappears in the ethereal fair realm. 30 feet forwards, runs up to the darkling creature and just slaps it upside the head like a puppy with a newspaper. Not a puppy with a newspaper. He hits it. Never mind. It is now Oh, that darling's creature. It will try and stab Sahar with its little scimitar daggers. It actually hit him.
And he's gone.
And he's dead. 3 hit points gone. I'll do it this way for Sahar because it's easier. He takes 3 damage off that one, and his second strike. It misses. Them 2 are rubbish. They should not take part in this fight. Right, where are you? I now need to just zoom out a little bit. Where are you? You see a creature and jump down here. It then enlarge. It roars to the sky and spits a goblet of like a green stone that's covered in sticky something that is a light, and it hits you 4. Can I, Kesfion and Xandria and Ruby and Ari, give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
I'm not there, am I? Am I not
You're there.
moved forward?
You're there.
I would have been moved forward when I was my turn.
No, that's where you moved to.
Oh, right, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So
Dex
sorry.
save, yeah.
Yeah, first fight was
Yeah.
outside, and then you moved up to there. So where you standing is where you killed that 3rd creature.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So reflex different
Dexterity
system.
saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw, please. As
19.
This thing hits. You take no
16.
damage. You take no damage.
Dirty 20.
You take no damage.
Annoyingly, I might have to use a reroll on that because I rolled a 2.
You
Do
take
it.
damage. Are you re-rolling it? You've got 6.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna reroll because, yeah. There we go, 19 plus 8, so
Boom,
yeah.
There you go.
That's a bit more like
There
it.
we go.
Yeah.
So as it explodes around you, it kind of burns and stings a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be that heavy an attack as what might have first been expected when it came flying through the air. That creature just starts roaring. It looks like if a darkling and one of the dog-like creatures, the jackals and such of the desert, were merged. Yeah.
Okay.
This darkling,
fan,
this
but
darkling
okay.
here looks at Kesfion, points its finger at you, and a bolt of necrotic energy shoots towards you.
Righty-ho.
I mean, that's all. That's literally all that happens. So moving on.
Okay, cool.
Its second attack, it will aim at Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, same roll. The dead Darkling will do nothing. Oh no. You little, where are you? I just need to. Oh, I love this lair stuff. You know what I mean? Right, you guys need to go to it. There we go. There is a. A Darkling creature will run to here. And then it'll dash. And then it'll shoot at Kesfion. Three threes in a row.
Oh my god.
Its second attack. Fuck it, I'm going for Kesfion.
Do your
Oh,
best.
I got 6. I got 6. Woo!
That
That's
totally hits, right?
not gonna do it. I'm
Ari,
sorry.
your turn.
My turn. Really far from everything. It's great. That's what I want. I'm gonna. Gonna have to move and then bonus action dash, I believe, because yeah, I can't reach anything. So I'm gonna go for big boy because why
Cool.
the heck
You
not?
go flying in.
So, hello, Mr. Hang on, let me just see exactly how far that was because just over my movement, of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
I say
yeah,
map and this a half.
Great. We will move in and try and give him a stab with a rapier. Rapier. That is a 15 to hit.
15
Mm-hmm.
in its current state. 15 hits.
Oh wow. Okay.
If it was a little bit smaller, no.
No. Well, we're 1-on-1,
The
so
fact
you know
that
what
it's the
that means.
size of
Yeah,
the back end of a truck means
I think it's
I rolled well.
-2 on its AC, I think. You rolled well?
Said no, I rolled really well. 10, 17, 18, plus 6 is 25 points of piercing damage.
Jesus. Boom. This huge, and you can see it now. It's got like hound-like features in the face that are exaggerated. The teeth are longer than they'd normally be on a dog that you've seen. The fur is patchy and scruffy, and where there's no fur, you see that sunburnt skin. These remind you of Berrimond in the fact that they are humanoid and animalistic stood up, and that they're just horrific to lay eyes upon. Is that your turn?
I'm gonna move back again because obviously we already used my bonus, so I'm gonna move.
Oh, and I can't attack you.
Bye.
Bye. I hope you trip in the sand. Ruby, your turn.
What to do? I think I'm gonna start with a moonbeam.
Just as you do. What does Moonbeam do, Ruby?
Right. So this is my action, and I have a casting range of 120 feet, so I don't think I actually have to move to hit any of them.
Okay.
That correct? Right. So I'm gonna aim at the big lad because why not? We'll start there.
Makes sense.
A silvery beam of pale light shines down in a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range. Until the spell ends, dim light fills this cylinder. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there, it is engulfed in ghostly flames that cause searing pain, and it must make a con saving throw. It takes 2d10 radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful save.
Jesus. Moonbeam.
And this is only casting it at 2nd level. If I run out of 2nd level spell slots with Moonbeam, I can cast it at 3rd or 4th.
So it's a 5-foot radius, so it takes up a square. Cool. 40-foot
Yeah.
cylinder. What's your range of it? 120 feet.
120.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you want to put it?
That's
On
the
the
noise
big
that the
man.
Darklings made.
Yeah, I will center it on the big man to begin with, because it's one where in my following turns, because it lasts a minute, and I can move it around for a bonus action on my turn. So we'll start with the big man, and I'll just move it around as and when.
Cool. It's this thing here. Oh.
Yeah.
If you can't move it, I will. So you're putting it on the big one. Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. So he starts his turn in it. Does he have to do any like saves or anything?
Con
save. 18 total.
That is the same number, and I can't remember which way round.
So
it
if you
goes.
match or beat, you pass. So he passes, so he does half damage. So do 2d10 radiant damage.
Oh yeah, because it is vulnerable.
So because he succeeded, it's half damage. But because it's radiant and he's vulnerable, he takes
Yeah.
full damage. So just roll 2d10
Yeah.
and he takes the full whack.
Yeah, sorry, bear with me. I'm having a day, and I'm trying to remember which ones are the 10s.
They look like little spinning tops.
Got 'em, thank you. I mean, one of these is a percentile, but it doesn't matter.
That's the same thing.
So that is a total of 50.
50?
What?
Oh
Oh.
no, sorry, 5.
Oh, because you read the Jesus fucking.
Because I read the percentile.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Damn!
50 out of 2 10s.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
bad at math, but boy, that
That's-
was a good one.
That's look. Ruby
It
didn't
is
go to
about
school,
what?
okay? Ruby can't read. She can't add numbers up.
Yeah, so you the light of the moonbeam hits this large, jackally, darkling creature, and you see just chunks of flesh fall away from it. There is a hissing and a high-pitched whine from this creature that I cannot imitate.
AD, did you say that thing transformed when it jumped down? Like it
It didn't
bigger?
transform; it got bigger. So it's not a shape changer.
Okay,
It enlarged, let's say.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Embiggened.
That does stuff. Ozra, your turn.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. As her action, she's going to cast Sacred Flame on the one that's on Sahar.
Okay.
Can it make a dexterity saving throw, please?
It-
As it
16?
fails.
I hate this game.
As another flash of divine light flares in front of it. Ooh, maths. 13 points of radiant damage.
Have you already doubled it?
Yeah, no, I haven't, so
Okay.
it will be 26.
Oof, still alive.
Okay,
The
and-
radiant damage engulfs it.
And then as her bonus action, she's going to move her hands in an arcane sigil and cast Spiritual Weapon.
I don't know.
As this scythe bursts into existence, like flocked with black smoke and black feathers. It'll go for the same one.
Okay.
Where's it gone? Right. Oh, I've got to roll for this one. That is a 25 to hit.
25 to hit?
Yeah.
I'm just doing weird stuff here. 25 hits.
So the scythe will slash down upon it for... Ooh. Maths again. 11 points of force damage.
Force, okay. It's not vulnerable to it. However, it's only got 7 hit points left.
So it slashes it in half.
Oh. This spiritual scythe, as it flashes through the air, you see the black vulture-like feathers just all around it. Zahar's just sort of jigging away in it. Sapphire, where you are across the world, you see a 20-foot demonic god stood before you. They are wielding a magical sword of great power. You look around, you have Owlbearer in an absolute shit state, but still standing bravely next to you. He shows you a couple of sign language moves that basically say, "It's been an honour to live at your side." Solomon, he's absolutely stoic. Not the boyish charm that you're used to seeing him in the previous couple of days. Stoic, perfect jawline, cute little cleft, absolutely beautiful. Stood there, scarab shield in one hand, scimitar in the other, glowing lightning eyes and lightning crackling all around his scimitar. Both of them just gesture towards you. It's your turn, Sapphire. Chat, this ain't on the map. This is theatre of the mind. Imagine a mountain temple of the Far East upon a mountain, because it's a mountain temple, and there's a waterfall all around it. The temple is in an absolute state. The sloped roof broken, the large broken archway that this 20-foot demon has just made. You stand before Kelthias, leader of the Order of the Pale, the paladinic demons of the fiendish realm. What do you do, Sapphire Waters?
So Sapphire is not an idiot. I mean, he is all the time, but not for this thing. He is going to turn to Solomon, turn over to Owlbear, and go, "We leave now."
Ooh.
And he's gonna try and drag them with him, I guess, and move at full speed. Well, he probably won't move at full speed, but he'll try.
So if you are dragging another person, it's half speed, unless you are of a powerful build like a Goliath or a Giant, etc. Which are Leonin powerful builds?
I don't think so. I'll check, but I don't imagine
Cool.
they are.
So you would
but
move
yeah.
at half speed. I mean, full monk half speed, but yeah,
So regular speed.
yeah. So you can grab one of them and move half speed, or just tell them to run and move at full speed. Where are you running to?
Back to the tree.
Cool.
And no, I'll grab both of them and run at half speed. There's no way I'm risking.
If you grab both of them, you are less than half speed. Like you are grabbing Owlbearer, a same size as you Goliath in plate armor.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I'm not like
Solomon's
picking
a
them
bit
up, but yeah, I do
wispy,
want to drag
but still.
them.
You
Yeah,
can kind of
okay.
just gesture them. They get it. Don't forget you're all moving in the same 6 seconds. It's not like they're going to move 10 minutes after you. You just don't know when Kelthias is going.
No, I'm still going to grab both of them and try and move. I'm going to
Give me a
do
strength
double
check.
dash.
Give me a strength check.
Shit. Well, no, strength is good now. that
Athletics.
I'm
Give me an
leaning.
athletics. Give me an athletics. I'm assuming that's a higher than
That's
you.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant as well. 13 plus 9. So that is a 22.
22.
And I'm going to use Step of the Wind, spend a key point to dash as a bonus, and I'm going to dash on my normal as well. So I'm going to...
You
So what
Three rounds of
would be? So 3 rounds of movement. What's your normal
3
movement?
rounds...
40?
30, yeah, 40.
40. So you can do 120 feet, yeah?
Yeah.
In all 3 of those dashes. You're pulling 2 people. Yes, you're
So
athletic.
Yep.
No, less than
Well,
half.
one.
If you pull 1, it's half. If you pull both, it's less. You move 40 feet. Do you still want to do it?
Oh, shit.
You're carrying 2 people, 1 heavier than you.
they'll follow you, no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
can you just
Screw
shout
it.
her up? They're neither of
I
them.
will say there's no insight check needed. Owlbearer don't fancy fighting a paladinic demon god with 10 hit points.
Yeah, no, I won't drag either of them.
So you're
I'll
gonna
go.
are you gonna do your full 120? That'll get you all the way to the tree easily.
I will get there, but I won't touch the tree yet.
Cool. So you step the wind, bone bounce gone like running on air. Yep. When you get to the tree, give me an Arcana check.
Oh no, wait. No, that's still bad. That's a flat roll. Okay. Nat 20!
Hey!
Cool.
Oh, what's it-
There's an arcane glyph on the tree that weren't there before. If you haven't have rolled high enough, you'd have just seen a tree. But you roll high enough, there is an arcane glyph. It's glitching out, man. Carved into the bark of that tree. I'm assuming that's your full turn. Dash, spirit of the wind, of step of the door.
Yeah, I'll like relay that information to the other 2, and that'll be me.
You just
yeah.
shout back, yeah? There's an arcane glyph on the tree.
Haven't seen this before, don't know what it means.
Cool.
Yeah.
Back to roll 20.
Meanwhile.
Sapphire, they do stuff. Where are you? You're there. Boom! Grows big. Spits a load of crap at Xandria, Kess, and Ruby. Dexterity saving throw, please.
I may have to acquire more dice. I'm being dice gatekept by the cat.
That is a you problem.
Yeah. He's literally
It's
sat on.
plus 4.
I can
He's
roll,
sat in my tray.
I can roll
so,
for you if you want.
21.
21, no damage. Ruby?
Oh, would you in dex save?
17.
Yep.
Yeah.
17, no damage.
18.
18, no damage. Poof, same sort of spit globule that happens. Where are you? Grows big. Oh, we'll actually run up to spiritual weapon Sahar. The only thing about not having the grid is it doesn't snap. And it will slash at Sahar with a nat 1. Why do I even run fast? It's done its enlarge. Kelthias' turn.
Oh no.
Oh,
He doesn't get a turn.
it's Kelthias' turn, then Solomon, then Owlbearer. Okay. Your dad rolled a nat 1, by the way. As did Owlbearer.
Ooh.
Right, so, Kelthias. You bomb it to the tree, Sapphire. You turn around, you shout back, there's some weird arcane glyph on the tree. They couldn't give a rat's ass right now. They turn and they see Kelthias as he steps forward. 20 feet tall, it doesn't take him too much effort to now stand in what you would call mortal combat with Solomon and Owlbearer. The huge greatsword, Ravensbane, he just puts in some sort of magical sheath on his back. It just kind of sinks into his back almost, as if his back is the sheath. He then does this with his hands, and Wolverine claws just reach out from his fingertips.
Love that for us.
Yay! And then just slashes the first one at Solomon. It's your fault, Sapphire.
Yep.
Did you
Very
guys
well.
say goodbye to your father?
It's not quite.
You're not there. You're not there, Ozra. Shit.
I know.
Oh no.
Did Solomon take any in the last fight?
I mean, Ruby can do
Stuff when he's here.
reincarnation.
Fucking hell. He takes 42 points.
Should have fucking dragged him with me. Oh.
Shit. And that 20. The second strike goes against Owlbearer. You are shitting me. As he slashes down Owlbearer, Owlbearer turns to almost like shield Solomon, thinking the second strike's coming at him. When he realises it's actually coming at Owlbearer, because of his turn, these like Wolverine dark nailed claws scratch across his plate armour, but don't actually pierce it, it just catches the tip.
Oh, God.
The fuck is this shit? His third attack.
Oh, come on.
He looks at you, Sapphire.
Don't like that.
I just need to check something. How many hit points you got?
Currently, I've got 78 left.
Cool.
That was a good question. You want the GM
Yeah.
to ask you.
Yep.
This is fine.
The room is literally on fire. Yep.
Kelphias looks straight at you, and you feel as if he stood right in front of you, or they stood right in front of you. They are stood right in front of you. Sorry, and they are eye level. They look deep, and you can feel your key activate. It's probably the wrong thing, but you feel its presence, and because you have less than 100 hit points, you are hit with a powerful arcane word that simply means pain.
Oh no.
You are affected with crippling pain. Any speed that you have is no higher than 10 feet. You have disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, saving throws, except Constitution saving throws. If you try to cast a spell, you must succeed on a con save first, otherwise it's failed and the spell is wasted. At the end of each of your turns, you can try to save against this, but the first one, you instantly get hit with pain.
Okay.
And that's its turn.
Oh no.
It is now Solomon's turn. Solomon will see this, kind of follow the look of Kelphias, almost seeing the arcane energy pass between you both, and you cripple over in pain, roaring to the sky, agony just pouring out from you. Solomon's shield, he throws it on the floor, and then the scarab beetle on it kind of pops off, and the shield falls in under it, and then the legs of the scarab beetle get bigger and bigger, and then the scarab itself starts to grow and grow and grow until it is far bigger than the bear that you can normally turn into, Sapphire. Solomon jumps on. Oh yeah. Solomon jumps onto the scarab beetle and holds his hand out for Owlbearer to jump on, and will hold his action for when Owlbearer does to run. Owlbearer's turn. Let's run. They both come bounding over to you on this huge golden scarab, used as some enormous mount. You just hear a ha 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 ha, just bellowing laughter from the Kelphias, wielder of Ravensbane. You get to the tree. It's the you get to the tree. I think that's. Let me just check something. They get to the tree. Solomon's turn done. Owlbearer's turn done. That's the end of round 1, and that's where I'm going to call tonight because it's already after 11.
It's, all you can see was just fine.
So that's the end of tonight's session. We have got a lot to pick up on next session. I can warn you now, players and fans of the show, it's going to get crunchy over the next couple of weeks. So tune in, Mother Kippers, and players, best be on the ball.
I mean, you gave us healing potions, you know. It's
I gave you healing potions.
good indicator.
I also
A video
gave you
game when you get the bunch of
When you
items
get
and
the
ammo.
crates.
the cash that's just sat there. Oh, look, a heavy weapon. But yes, thank you for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. We got to roll 20 a little bit slower than I'd planned, but hey ho, that's the joy of having a large world for you all to run around in. No, I love it. Don't ever not do it. Don't ever not do it. It was beautiful. I loved it. Yeah, we're on a bit of a dungeon smash now, and we'll see what's going on with Sapphire, Solomon, and Owlbearer on his 10 hit points. He's just loving life at the minute. Yeah, so we'll crack on with that next Tuesday. I believe Ozra's not with us next Tuesday. Well, Ozra will be, but Sasha will have to miss. Assuming this lot don't get Ozra killed, hopefully Sasha will be
Please
back the
no.
week after to carry on.
Nah,
So yeah,
quite a few of us have played Grave Clerics before. You should be fine.
you'll survive.
We'll look
They're all going to
after
die.
Oh yeah, we're screwed.
Please tune in next week if you've enjoyed what you've seen. Watch the VOD, go to the YouTube and like comment and follow and sub and all that. It's if you do, you do. I'm not really that fussed. I just really enjoy having folk in the chat, and I hope you're enjoying the stories these lot play along with it. Players, I hope you've had a good time. I hope the lovely random music. I mean, the metal were a bit cool. I quite enjoyed it.
Oh, that was fun.
That got a
That
bit
was
mental. So yeah, I don't think there's a lot going on. Yeah, just look out for us shouting about stuff on social media. We'll see you in a week. And yeah, for now, say goodnight, players.
Good night, players.
Night, players.
And thanks for watching.